Jesus Christ, you people suck. Wow. Wolverine on it.
Back in the days when we played video games, it was hardcore for the nerdy and lazy. Now things have changed and all our video games are also for the casual and lady. But that's okay, you know the score. We told you a million times before. Playing consoles, not just games, is in the past. And every week you listen to the best damn internet radio crew. It's the N4G podcast. It's the N4G podcast.
All right, it's time for another week, N4G Radio. This is episode 702. Sorry if I sound lethargic. I already did this once. This is for June 6, 2022. And on the show this week, we have a house full of people. We have Anthony.
Yes.
And you fucked
I'm
up.
here.
You get a second take at it and you fuck it up.
I didn't fuck up the first time.
Well, you
And I
fucked up
blame
the
the
second
wasp.
time.
I blame the wasp.
Yeah, of course you would. We also have Drew.
I want my name to be Spaghetti.
We got the Wombat.
I just want to congratulate Ken McCown on his courage at repelling a flying invader from his home.
Thank you. And welcome back. We have Terrence.
I have returned.
There you go. That's better than the
That was much
That
better.
was better than the first
There
one.
you
Yeah.
Yeah, that was much better.
It is a crazy time. It is summer. It is the Game Fest, as we joked before. It's using finger quotes, not E3. But it has started early, so we have some news on that. We're also going to do predictions for the Xbox show, and of course we're going to talk about video games we played or didn't play, because nobody plays video games anymore. What's the point? But anyway, we're going to kick it off. We're going to start with Drew and say what's
Okay.
up.
What's up? So yeah, I have played a video game. This is the quote controversial video game, the hot topic that everybody's been talking about this week.
Oh boy.
I played Diablo Immortal.
Why is that a
Me
hot
too.
topic?
Me too. I love it.
That is a hot topic because apparently it will cost you $110,000 to get the best gear in that game.
I saw that news story this morning. I'm like, hey, I want to meet the
Oh, I love
motherfucker
it.
that spent $100,000.
Slightly less. Jesus.
I ain't played
So
it.
I played a good amount of it.
You know what's funny, Drew? As I was playing it, this is not a joke. As I was playing it this week, I kept thinking in my head, I wonder what Drew thinks of this. Because you're the Diablo guy. So
Yeah.
I'm very, very curious on your opinion.
What would Drew do?
What would Drew do?
Old Drippy.
Well, old Drippy here would probably continue playing the game until I said I don't want to spend money. So I have done a good amount of research on this game, not just through me just playing it, but I'll watch, there's a few people I subscribe to who are big Diablo players and stuff like that, and their takes on that stuff. And I think that this is a
Man, I feel it coming in the air tonight, but
baby's first Diablo. It's very simplistic. It definitely has a lot to do. It feels a lot closer to Diablo 3 than it does Diablo 2. Mainly because of the amount of cooldowns. So it's like there is no resource management in this game, so you don't have mana or anything like that. Everything's on a cooldown. There is the ability to so you have a standard attack. Your standard attack that you can choose between two depending on what level you are. Eventually, I think at level 34 you unlock the second standard attack. And every time you do a regular attack, you build up a ultra meter or a ultimate meter, and you can activate it, and it alters what your standard attack does. On top of that, you do get skills that you can then use, and they typically have some type of a cooldown. and these usually have some type of crowd control ability or a status effect kind of ability. And the gear that you get it feels very streamlined. Like every time I pick up something, it's either going to have a green arrow or a red arrow. Now, granted, when you get to the end game stuff, which I haven't got to yet, you can min-max that stuff. The issue there is that when you get to the end game, that's when the grind really happens. That's also where they're going to hit you in the face with, well, instead of doing this 8 times, why don't you just spend 99 cents and you only have to do it once.
99 cents.
And it goes with the legendary items, particularly the legendary gems. So you get gems, much like in Diablo 3, where you can stock it into equipment. And the legendary
gem.
Yeah, well, the legendary gems in Diablo 3, you earn through doing greater rifts. And once you got a gem, you could basically, like, it would alter like how you play the game, essentially. These are a lot like that, but the exception is that you get these gems through doing a certain activity. And in order to do that activity, you have to use an item in your inventory to basically open up a portal to this, to do it. Now, you get some of those items to open the portal, or you can buy those items. There's also a version of that item that is a guaranteed to get a drop. And legendary gems come in different star rankings, 1 to 5. You're going to get a 1 or 2 star gem most of the time. Getting a 5-star gem, from what I understand, I know I watched a YouTube channel that talked about it. Getting a 5-star gem without paying any kind of money is like a 0.2% chance. So how many times would you have to go through a dungeon to get a 5-star gem?
Lot.
Thousands of times.
Yes.
You know? And so, like, if you want to be, you know, if you want to get that max damage boost or that max defensive boost, you're going to have to do that. Or you can spend a little money. And I just don't know if I'm going to bring myself to do that. I love Diablo. I always have. And the moment-to-moment gameplay of this game is fine. It feels a lot like Diablo 3.
You know what I really like, Drew, and I'm asking this question now because I haven't played Diablo 3 in a long time, so I don't know what they've added via updates and stuff. But so maybe this is in Diablo 3 and I just don't remember it. But so I have a Crusader. Is that the class with the shield and the sword? And I like the fact that his skills have like almost like an aiming reticule on the ground,
right? That
shows you like what the field of attack is and what the range is and everything. Mm-hmm. I don't remember that in Diablo 3, but maybe I just am missing it.
Yeah, that's not there in Diablo 3. That's mainly there because this is a mobile game.
Yeah. And I like it a lot.
I mean, yeah, everything's very intuitive. Like every time you do something, it's deliberate and it's really well done because you have to use both thumbs. You use the left thumb to move around. You use and you have buttons that you can press for the right stuff. So that's like, your standard attack, all your cooldown attacks, stuff like that. And yeah, I mean, I like how they handle that. When you press a button, a reticle shows up and you can then move your thumb around to aim it, essentially. Like you don't have to point and click. It's just all right there. And they've really made it where it works really well on the phone. That's one of the issues I have with the PC version, because you can play this on PC as well. The PC version feels like the mobile version. It's not as good. It really isn't. It controls kind of clunky. You can also use a controller on the PC. I tried it with an Xbox One controller. Nah. Honestly,
use controller on mobile too.
You can use a controller on mobile as well. That's right.
Yep.
Yeah, I use it on my iPad. Your question for you, because I tried it on PC as well, because I've played it on my phone, my iPad, and the PC. When
Mhm.
you use the controller, was it like a lag issue? Is that what you were running into with the controller?
There was a definite lag issue there.
Okay, so it wasn't
Yeah.
just me. Okay,
No,
yep,
no, no.
that was my-
The people. I think even Blizzard support has came out and said that we're going to work on that. So because
Okay.
it's one of those things. It's going to be there for now until they get that fixed. Because I think the controller is actually mimicking somebody pressing on a phone. So you're sliding it basically. So there is that slight delay. I tried it for maybe 20 minutes and said, yeah, I'm just going to switch back. To be honest with you, I play the majority of this game on my phone.
Yeah.
How's y'all's
I
batteries?
do it on my.
It's not that bad.
It
Yeah.
eats the battery in mine to bits, but I have an iPhone 10, and it sucks the battery on mine. But maybe, I mean, I also have the brightness pretty high on mine, so
Yeah.
Hmm.
Now mine's fine. I've got a Galaxy S10 Plus. So
What settings are you running it? Because I hear that's making a big difference on the battery life.
I don't even know. Standard settings.
Well, I changed all my stuff to high because I'm, uppity when it comes to graphics. So I changed it all to high in 60 frames per second. And I have a 12 Max iPhone 12 Max. And I haven't had any real battery issues out of it. And I mean, I've played it for a while, but then I'll just bounce to my iPad when I go to bed, and then I'll use the controller because my wife has a little stand for the iPad. So, but yeah, I haven't had any real issues with the battery.
Yeah. I mean, I would put it this way: if you like Diablo, chances are you'll probably like this game up to a point. I would say once you get into the level 40 something, once you start getting into the end game stuff, that's when you're like, okay, do I want to grind this much or not? And obviously, I mean, this is Blizzard, this is Diablo. I'm sure they're going to try and support it as much as they can for as long as they can. So I'm sure they're going to add more things to it. One of the big things I actually like about it is that it's actually bridging the gap between Diablo 2 and Diablo 3. So I'm a big Diablo lore person. And so you've got characters from Diablo 2 as, side characters in this game. And it's bridging what happens before Diablo 3, because Deckard Cain's still alive. Spoilers for Diablo 3. Sorry.
What? No.
It's a 10-year-old game at this point.
10? That game's old.
Yeah. But,
yes.
But yeah, no, I
like the story so far. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
No, you're good. You're good. You keep going. I mean, it's kind of like a round table.
Yeah, I do like the story so far in Diablo Immortal, and I did kind of peep that because I played Diablo 2 recently when I reviewed it, and then I like how it, like you described, is bridging the gap but between the two, because I'm only, what am I, level 36? I'm in the desert area, so I haven't finished it yet, but I have some questions about some stuff or some characters that I know that are from Diablo 3 that have been mentioned in this, so I'm like, oh, well, how are they falling into this? So yeah.
So, I mean, this is a full-fledged Diablo game. They're telling the story and all that stuff. They have the different, the small cutscenes that you get in between acts and stuff like that. All that's there. I mean, you can tell they put some time into this game, into development. I mean, obviously it's been in development for 4 or 5 years. So, I mean, the only thing it gets me is I'm not going to spend money on this game. If there was a way to, buy this game for maybe $30 and not have to worry about buying, microtransactions, I'd probably gladly pay for it.
I think that's probably, I've seen a lot of the discourse going around be like, well, this seems like it could be ported to, PlayStation, Xbox, Switch kind of stuff. They're not going to put a game with this kind of mobile monetization on a console. It just isn't going to happen.
No.
I get that Fortnite is tons of monetization, but it's all cosmetic. It's not gameplay direct.
Yeah.
So I just don't think that happens with this game. Because I see this thing coming to consoles in 2 years when the free-to-play model's been kind of burnt out.
Yeah.
But until then, no. This thing stays on phone and PCs.
Yeah.
Have you hit PvP yet, Drew? Because I haven't hit any PvP. Because I'm wondering if that's where...
Not either.
I haven't.
Because I'm wondering if that's where a lot of the pay to win. Because I mean, like what you said, as far as maxing out stats and stuff, Diablo for the most part is a PvE game. You're going to replay the same stuff over and over because you're trying to get good drops. So is the pay? I'm just wondering if the pay to win portion is is going to be the PvE, because I know that's new to Diablo in the whole, that they're doing PvP. So I didn't know if, I guess none of us have gotten there yet. So I don't know.
Yeah, no, I'm not entirely sure, but I'm guarantee you that's the issue. Is that, like, because I mean, if you're going up against a guy who has a 5-star legendary gem and you've got a 1-star legendary gem, you're screwed. It's not gonna, you're not gonna win that. And I think they had PvP in Diablo 2, and some people got into it. I never really got into it. I thought it was just a bunch of griefing kind of stuff.
Yep, agreed.
And they kind of dropped it in Diablo 3, and I was fine with that. Like, in the grand scheme of things, I love Diablo 2 with a passion, but Diablo 3 is the easier playing game. And it feels like it's probably the most diverse builds in a game. Like, Diablo 2 has some really good builds, but if you're running a paladin, you're more than likely going to run a Hammerdin, because that's the best. Why would you run anything else? And I feel like with Diablo Immortal, there is some potential to run builds, but I think it's only going to be like 1 or 2. I don't see there going to be like multiple builds that you could go for. Like, I'm playing the Necromancer, and I mean, it's fun. I mean, it really is. The moment-to-moment gameplay is really fun. And like I said, I will see what happens when I get to that end game if I want to continue playing.
Good. I mean, that's about where I'm at. Yeah. Because I'm going to keep playing it until I'm like, I think I'm done here. I mean, again, Diablo, you just run around, beat up some monsters. I'm playing as a wizard. I started as a monk, but I switched over to the wizard. And I can see what you're saying about 1 or 2 builds. Already, like, I'm level 30. I could maybe a frost and a fire build. Doesn't really have a lot of lightning attacks, but I'm gonna play it till it's not fun anymore, because I am not going to spend a lot of money on it. No.
Yeah, same. I have I really like the minute-to-minute gameplay of it. But a couple things that I absolutely hate. And these things, quite honestly, in any game, just immediately turn me off. I hate all the different currencies that exist in the menu system, and I can't stand all that. It drives me crazy. Give me one currency to upgrade stuff with. And I'm not a fan of the, like, MMO light feel of it.
Yeah.
Where there's just people everywhere. And there's the chat running at the bottom of the screen. And, on mobile, the screen real estate's important. And
is there a way to turn off that chat? I can't figure it out.
I can't find it. Nope. Yeah, I can't find it if there is. So
it'll disappear for like a little bit, but then it'll pop back up, and I'm like,
Yeah, and like, it drives me. So one of the things that I like about Diablo is the atmosphere, right? And it kind of breaks that when you're, running to an objective and there's like 5 people also running to the objective and fighting the same monsters that you're trying to fight. It's like, man, I just want to kill these guys. So I do wish there was a way to not have it, include all the other players. I wish there was a way to just play it by yourself.
Yeah. The other issue I ran into was the servers. So I chose a server just at random, and I played a little bit of it, and I said, okay, I'll come back tomorrow and play a little bit more. I tried to log into that same server. Oh, it's full right now. Okay. Yeah. So
it's very much a World of Warcraft problem.
And then I can't take my character to a different server. It's stuck on that server. So I was like, okay, so I just can't play, or do I start a new freaking character? So I had to start a new character.
Yeah, I picked my server based, Terrence, on your tweet. So I'm on the same server you are, Doombringer, or at least the same one you were.
No, I'm still on there. Awesome.
But yeah, I like I said, my opinion, I guess, echoes your guys. I'll play it until I'm tired of it. But man, some of the MMO light stuff is really kind of driving me crazy.
Yeah. Yeah. And my question is like, when you're running around fighting stuff, if I'm standing next to a dude and he ends up killing the monster, am I getting XP for that?
Yeah, I don't know. And it's not transparent.
Yeah. So I don't know. That's there's some choices.
like those cursed chests that pop up, because like one of them popped up somewhere, and I walked up to it and I hit it, hit the little magnifying glass, and it was like another player is using this, and it like glowed a color, and then I hit it again, and then it let me use it. Then I guess the guy actually killed the stuff for. I don't know. I don't understand the drop system as far as, and I think that plays into the MMO light aspect of it. So it's dropping these random events in the world for whoever to grab, and there's no real indication of this is in use versus this is assigned to this player or whatever. At least from what I can tell, I don't know.
Yeah, that's a good question. I don't know how any of that stuff works. So I don't know. I'm trying to ignore some of those issues and just keep playing
and enjoy it.
Yeah, and trying to enjoy it. Because eventually I get to a point where like there's nobody around, and I'm like, okay, well this feels like Diablo. I'm just taking on hordes by myself, and I'm fine with that. But yeah, every time I go into town, I'm like, ugh. Look at all these friggin' idiots, and they all look just like me.
That's how I feel when I go into real towns.
That's true.
Everybody looks like you?
Though.
And they all look like me.
Motherfuckers look alike.
Yeah.
Alright, what else you got, Drew?
AI, the Somnium Files, continuing that. We recorded another episode for Phoenix Down. I'm enjoying that game a lot. That game's wild. I still don't know what the hell's going on in that game. Obviously, we'll talk more about that on Phoenix Down. I messed around with a few games this week, just to get achievements for quests and stuff like that. I did try out the Pac-Man Museum.
Dude, that thing is fucking broken.
Yeah.
Holy shit! I have never seen like a worse compilation of fucking video games from 40 years ago.
The controls are really messed up in that game.
Yeah, they're laggy as shit.
Yeah, and when you're playing Pac-Man, the controls are kind of like, what's needed in that game.
Yeah,
so
it's kind of important.
Yeah, if I can't make that corner, well, I'm dead. So
also,
I don't know.
The milestones are broken too. Like, I don't understand why they make you how to unlock this game. You got to play this game twice. Like, I did that multiple times, and it still says 0 out of 2.
Yep, that happened with me too. And one of them, I was like, what's going on? So I quit. So I had two theories. It's messed up, or do I have to completely quit out of it and return to the arcade and then go back into it? I tried that and it worked, but then I tried it on a different game and it didn't count. And I was like, what the hell is going on?
That thing is just busted as hell. When it first launched, the achievements weren't on. So, like, you couldn't earn an achievement.
Yeah.
That's a bad collection. I'm glad it was on Game Pass because I might have bought it had it not been. And I'd have been pissed.
Yeah, I don't know what happened there. I mean, honestly, I've just played Championship Edition the most because that's like one of the best games out there.
I don't know. That thing seems like it should be cool, and it seems like it's just fucking broken.
Yeah. And I was like, you know what? I want to play something because that got me into the old school games, and I was like, I want to play another kind of old school like game like that. And so I re-downloaded Space Invaders Infinity Gene.
Good game.
That's a cool game.
I love that game.
That's
my
really
favorite
good
Space
game.
Invaders game.
And I was playing through that a little bit. I did download. I have not played these, but I did download those games from whenever I got that free $5. One of which was Agony. I don't know why I got that.
I told you motherfuckers not to buy that game, and you
I haven't even played it yet.
Bought it anyway.
Yeah, I know.
You're gonna play that game for 10 minutes and be like, "Well, Ken was right."
Yep. Probably. I mean, yeah. But I had $1. You can't buy anything else for $1.
They had, what was it? Dakar 18 was $1.25.
Yeah.
Could have spent $0.25 and got that piece of shit.
No. We'll go with Agony.
I think I'd have went with Dakar if I had to. If you had a gun to my head and told me I had to pick one.
I picked up that. I picked up the Torment game. Tides of
Numenera, whatever.
Numenera.
Dude, have fun with the intro of that game as a dude questioned you for like 30 minutes. I just turned it off after that. I was like, okay, I'm done.
I mean, that's kind of.
I know that's what those games are. Yeah,
Yeah.
I know, but still, I was like after his 60th question, I was like, you know what? I don't fucking want to talk to you anymore. I'm just gonna delete this game.
And then I picked up Anodyne.
That's a good game.
Yeah, haven't started any of it yet. That's pretty much it, though. Like, my little, I mean, my go-to game, like whenever I was just messing around the house, was the Mario Golf World Tour. But now it's Diablo Immortal.
Well, there you go. You can play it.
Yeah.
It's on your phone.
It is on my phone, and I've got my phone on me at all times.
Do your service fails and it kicks you off when you're out in public or something?
Yeah, I don't really play it without Wi-Fi. So, you know.
All right.
There you go. That's it.
Well, I'll move on to the new man, Terrence. What you got?
Oh man, I have so many things.
Okay.
Diablo Immortal, of course. We already talked about that, so I won't go into it. I played some more Vampire the Masquerade Swan Song. I'm gonna get the review done for that. So like the game is good. Like I like vampires anyway, and I like the lore behind the Vampire the Masquerade, the different factions and how they're so embedded in the real world, and they have all this corporate espionage type stuff. But man, if like the animations and stuff in this game don't pull you out of it, like in the very beginning, there's a crisis that happens and people are like exclaiming things, like yelling it because it's important, and their faces don't mimic what their voice is doing. So like their eyebrows will just kind of go up a little bit, and that means that they're like excited or whatever. And I'm like, what? Like it throws you all out of it, and it's anyways. It's not a horrible game. The story is actually really good, but just some of the animations just throw you off.
So what happens when you run out of money?
I think that's what that was. Well, we did all this to make the graphics look good, but man, these faces, it's just
I mean, the original Bloodlines wasn't a looker really either, but
no, it wasn't.
You know, that's Vampire the Masquerade Bloodlines.
That was a long time ago, though, right?
Yeah, you're right.
Was.
But like, the people in that are pretty stiff looking too. Their emotions come down to how high they can raise their eyebrows.
You're absolutely right.
Is this the big one that was like kickstarted and everything?
No.
This ain't. This is like another.
That's Bloodlines 2, which is never happening.
This is kind of like another. You know how Warhammer has a different game every week. Vampire the Masquerade is kind of getting there.
Yep.
Yeah, there's the text adventures.
Oh, there's a ton of those. Like they come out constantly.
There's also the werewolf ones.
Oh, I don't want to talk about that game. That game.
No. But they have the text adventures as well.
I didn't know that. And then the Vampire one has the Battle Royale now.
Yeah, the one on PlayStation. Yeah.
Yeah. That's not horrible, actually. I like and it's really because I like the Vampire the Masquerade brand, but it's alright. I mean, I wish it was on Xbox just because I don't like the PlayStation controller, but yeah. What else did I play? Oh, Switch. I played before the whatever happened yesterday with their network. Yeah, like whatever that. Yeah. I got to play some rounds of the soccer game. Was it Battle Strikers?
Mario Striker, yeah.
Mario Strikers, yeah. I never played the original, and I'm not a soccer fan at all, but that game is really fun. Like, it was a blast. Like, I was with random people, of course, but, like, doing, like, the different tricks and the tackling, it reminded me of, like, NBA Street. Like, it was the fun, it was basketball, but, amped up, like the NBA Street was. So I don't know if y'all are interested, but yeah, it was pretty good.
I like the original Mario Strikers, okay, but it's never been my favorite Mario sports game. I think it's probably either tennis or golf.
And then the Wii one.
I got that one. I just got that too. Golf. I've been playing the golf one.
Is it improved? Is it better now?
With the golf one?
Yeah, for Switch.
Well, I did. I mean, I literally just bought it a couple days ago.
He didn't play it before they added, courses and characters. I should probably boot that back up and see if it got any better. Because when it first launched, it had 2 courses or something stupid like that, and
yeah, That's
It
why
was-
That's why I've been playing the 3DS one, because the 3DS one's got so much in it.
Yeah, that Switch one was bare bones as fuck when it launched.
Well, I will say this: when I booted it up, I had to go through like 5 different screens of it, and that makes sense now. Of it announcing stuff, it was like, "Doo-doo, we got this course on this. Doo-doo, we got this, and it's so yeah. Like I guess they have added a bunch of stuff.
I might have to pick that up eventually. Like, I love Mario Golf. That's like one of my favorites.
If it would ever go on fucking sale.
Yeah, and it's a Nintendo game. It will
I
never
know.
go on sale.
I know.
That's why I bit the bullet on that because I'm like, they never go on sale. Like yeah. What else did I play? Oh, I played some more Star Wars Hunters because that had an update. So it's supposed to be coming out for Switch, I think, sometime this
it's
year.
on
I guess
the release
Switch and
list,
mobile.
but who knows when.
Right. It's pretty fun. I don't know how it's going to work on Switch because you can't use a controller on your phone right now, so you have to use the phone controls. And like the aiming, like you literally just move with your thumb to look around, and you aim and it like auto fires. So like whoever shoots a blaster or swings a lightsaber, if you pick one of those characters, and then as long as the reticle is over that person, then you have different skills. So it's basically like a hero shooter, kind of like Overwatch. Because there's like an escort mission where you have to escort a payload through the streets while the other team has to stop you. Yeah, not bad, but yeah, I mean, free to play. I don't think it's ever going to be free to win or pay to win rather. Because it's like all the paid stuff is just costumes and different colors and stuff like that. But it's something to waste some time with. I don't know why it hasn't actually come out yet because it seems pretty solid. So I don't know why they're just still soft launching it, but yeah. And I think that's probably about it. I mean, I played some other stuff, but it's like older stuff. It's nothing like newer.
All right. Move on to Anthony. What's up?
Yeah, so Rogue Legacy 2 is going to be probably my game of the year at this point. I just keep going back to it.
Real quick, what system is that on? Because I think
It's Xbox
somebody
and
I saw on
PC,
Twitter-
right?
Yeah.
Is it just on that? I thought it was on Switch and
No, it's not on
No,
Switch
it's
yet.
not on Switch or PlayStation. It's just Xbox and PC.
Oh, my review lies then because I put it down.
Womp womp.
You son of a bitch.
There we go again.
Yeah, that game is still spectacular. I really like it way more than the first game. And I finished the first game. It's not like a bad game. It's just, yeah, they've done so much to add to, Rogue Legacy. I got to the pizza girl, Drew.
Yeah.
Yep.
I like her as a character because it's like really out of place. Yeah, there's still a ton of stuff to unlock. So I think by this point in the first game, I had finished the castle before even getting to the second boss. I've gotten to the second boss like twice.
Yeah.
Because I just keep hoarding gold. The other game that I played is on Game Pass, and it's Sniper Elite 5
That
or
game
6,
is-
whatever.
That game is good.
First of all, I'm playing on the original Xbox One still, and holy shit, that game still looks fantastic.
Yeah. It's a pretty optimized engine. It's their own custom engine, so they're pretty good at optimizing it.
Yeah, I think I think I'm really bad at this game. I'm usually pretty good at stealth stuff, but this game I am like, no, I'm not good at this. Because I haven't learned how much a bullet drops yet.
Yeah, they have
That's
some
my-
weird bullet drop stuff, and unless you empty your lung, because then you can kind of see the bullet drop.
Maybe that's. Anyways, like I'm trying to go for the satellite array or whatever in the first area,
Yeah. Mhm.
and I keep just getting into shit.
Yeah, you gotta be careful,
Yeah.
because they'll set that alarm off, and they fucking come running.
Oh, do they ever? And then I'm like laying in the grass, watching a bunch of people search around. I'm like, don't come this way, don't come this way. I did, however, get a double kill with one bullet.
That's always satisfying.
Dang.
You just watch that bullet go through the first guy, and you're like, go through the second, go through the second. It's just the slow-mo where you're seeing teeth fly out of the guy's face.
Have you got
way...
Have you got an X-ray melee kill yet?
Yes.
Oh God, that's satisfying.
The only way that it could be more satisfying is if it played classical music while your bullet was flying.
Yeah, that'd be pretty
I think that's just as a slow-mo as you watch everybody die. Yeah, I love that. I love the open world of it. I think the only issue is that, like, I see a lot of bushes, and I can't go into those. It's only, like, tall grass.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, wish I could, like, get there, because, like, you're now forcing me out into the open. And it's like, and I'm clearly at the disadvantage of whatever is around the corner. But other than that, like, I've been enjoying that. Everything else I've talked about in previous weeks, I just wanted to bring up the fact that I'm loving Rogue Legacy. So that's pretty much it for me, I think. I can't think of anything else other than, like, Sly 2.
Oh, you moved on to Sly 2?
Yeah, I mean, I said that last week I'd finished Sly Cooper 1, got all the trophies, then went on to Sly 2, and that... You know, sometimes you just shouldn't go back and revisit old things and just let it sit in your mind. Like, Sly 2 is a very good game still. Holy shit, the padding of going back and forth across the map as different characters, because there's only one switch spot, and you're getting Donkey Kong 64 vibes, and the only way it could be worse is if they asked you to race against a beetle down a slide that is impossible. Did I mention I tried to get 100% in Donkey Kong, and that's where I dropped off? Yeah.
I mean, trying to get 100% in Donkey Kong 64 is like a recipe for disaster.
Yeah, that was a nightmare, and I stopped doing it. I was just like, yep, I can't beat this bloody beetle down this slide. And they're like, oh yeah, you have to do it twice. Like there's one later on, and it's even worse. I'm like, yep, I'm just done with this. So yeah, that's it for me. Not a lot, but I've played games, and I played relevant ones, I suppose.
Hey, that's a step up. You stepping up your game.
High five.
All right, we'll move on to the Wombat.
All right. So I have actually played quite a bit. I was, I'll say, at least slightly laid up by the fact that I had shoulder surgery a couple weeks ago. And so while I was out with that, I had a chance to catch up and play a couple things that I had been meaning to play but hadn't had a chance to really yet. So I played NBA 2K22, which I hadn't yet played for this season. And it's good. I mean, it's NBA, and I don't know. I'm starting to get over the fact that every year they feel like they have to do something different with my career. And it's like, man, just give me the chance to play. Like, you're going through the trouble of licensing these college teams. Just give me a chance to play at least like an abbreviated college season and the tournament. If you're going to license the college teams. Instead, it's this like weird convoluted, your player is like a TikTok star, and
Jesus Christ, what happened with this world?
And so, because he's a TikTok star, he's got his choice of 6 or 7 different different colleges he can go to. But if you choose the college path, you only get to play one game. You just play the tournament game or whatever. And then if you get beat, so if your team doesn't play well enough to win that game, then you have to go back out, and now you've got a chance to either increase your draft stock by playing in these like pickup games, or you can go play in the NBA G League. And it's like, man, I don't want to do any of that. Like, and they give you this like kind of open world city to run around in and do stuff, but it's pretty laggy, and the character moves pretty slow. I don't need all that, man. Like, just give me a game kind of like, or a mode like MLB The Show, where if you want to start everybody in the G League, that's fine. If you want to give everybody a choice, let's just say, to start in the G League or to play college, that's fine. Give me a chance to play more than just the tournament if you're going to do college. And then, just let me play. I don't need all of the, endorsement deal, run around the city and do this bullshit in my basketball game. I just want to be able to play a fun basketball game that has a career mode in it. So,
Can you talk to the State Farm guy in this game?
Yeah, but I mean
those were so cringy.
I don't know if that's in this game, but it does still have all the product placement stuff that the series has kind of become notorious for.
It feels like Wayne's World.
Yes, 100%.
But not done as a parody. Just that's how we have to advertise. Okay.
Yeah. I don't know. I feel like all these sports games are let down by the fact that they have to release a new game every year. Or at least they feel like they have to release a new game every year, or at least it's profitable to release a new game every year.
Of course it is.
And so they feel like if they're going to release a new game every year, they got to change it. And it's like, no, you don't. Just find the career mode that's worked the best out of the last several years. I don't need a story about how my best friend dies and then I talk to his ghost on a park bench.
Fucking ghost,
I don't need
man.
that.
In a basketball
Actually,
game?
Yes.
Yeah.
Isn't that the one
that
that's
was the Spike Lee?
That's the Spike Lee one, yeah.
Where you can create your player, but your family is always black, so you can just be the white guy in the black family, and it's like, did we not think about this ahead of time?
Anthony, is by far the least objectionable thing about that career mode.
Oh, your friend is dead, and drugs, and it's just like, what the fuck?
Yeah, I'm not a fan of that. Yeah. You should look it up at some point.
Dude, NBA went off the fucking
my
rails.
son plays them. I'm going to have to ask him. He didn't tell me nothing about them.
Because he was probably weirded out, too.
It's like, are we playing the right fucking game?
I think last year's game probably did it the best, where you're basically... they actually told what I thought was a pretty interesting story. If you're going to add a story to it, last year's game I thought did a pretty good job. You're a college player. You play for this coach that's, pretty hard-nosed, and your best friend also plays on the team with you, but you're kind of the superstar player and he's just kind of a background player, and he gets hurt. He blows his knee out. And they take his scholarship away. And so you basically protest the rest of the season because they took your friend's scholarship away. And it has a bunch of implications, and then that coach ends up being your assistant coach when you go to the pros, and there's a whole lot of back and forth. But that felt like something that at least could plausibly happen. The Spike Lee one was just, and I'm sure it's happened where people's best friends get killed, but I don't need that in my NBA game. And I definitely don't need to talk to his ghost.
No,
but it's not actually his ghost. It's funny to say that it's his ghost. It's like if you're basically talking to his memory, but anyway.
Is that any better?
It just lets Spike Lee have carte blanche. And he did the most.
Yes, he did. But anyway, I love the actual game, but I just would like them to dial the career mode back a bit. I don't need the My Town where I run around doing different stuff in the city or playing pickup games and stuff like that. Just give me
State Farm guy,
give me a
say
menu.
The line.
My sports game doesn't need an open world. Just give me a menu. That's fine. I've got other games for the open world.
You should ask the State Farm guy if you can have the Rogers rate.
I should. Anyway, outside of that, the game that I played the most while I was kind of laid up was Infernax.
Oh, that game is so good.
That game is fucking amazing.
Yeah.
That's going to be it's going to be hard for stuff to knock that out of my top 3 or 4 for the year. That game is really, really good. And can
you give me like a quick, like, elevator pitch on what that game is? Because I don't know what it is.
It's like a super gory Castlevania.
Yep.
Okay.
But harder.
Jesus, sold. Okay.
And so it's the way the game.
You should
go ahead.
You should clarify. It's comical gory.
It's like over the top.
Yeah, it's like cartoony gory.
Like Evil Dead comical gory?
More like Saturday morning cartoon, but with like the characters are kind of goofy looking, and when you beat a boss, like his entrails just like fall all over the place.
Explode all over the place.
Yeah.
Your character
Force almost.
Yeah, your character gets progressively more bloody as you play the game. But I will say the tone of the game is not necessarily comedic.
No.
It's pretty dark.
Okay.
So the punchline of the game is you're a noble, and you come back to your hometown after fighting in a war, and your hometown is overrun by basically demons.
Mm-hmm.
And so there's this cult that's like is basically trying to summon all of these different demons and everything. And so the game has so many different paths in it. There's like 7 or 8 different endings, I think. But there's a morality system at play where you make different decisions throughout the game, and it makes you either go down a good path or an evil path. There's a whole, basically it's almost like two halves of a game, and you can choose to only do one half. So, the basic structure of the game is there's this church that has a pentagram symbol on it, and the church is sealed. And in order to open the church, you have to hunt down these, I can't remember if it's 5 or 6 bosses, and kill them, destroy this gem, and that corresponding gem on the pentagram breaks. And so that's the main game. But then there are all these side missions, and there are some side missions that are basically focused on the cult, and where you can basically progressively clear out this cult that's trying to summon the demons. And then there are other like side missions that are really just there to increase your morality. So like early on in the game, you'll find a character in a basement that's possessed, and you can't do anything about it. But if you come back later in the game, you get a skill that can unpossess that character. You get some morality, you get some coins, and then you also get a flask, so you can carry more potions. So if you do all of the side quests, you can either get an ultimate good, which is the ending that I got, an ultimate evil ending, depending on how you handle those side quests. And you get a different final boss if that's the case. And I want to spoil it, but the way you get introduced to the fact that there's a different final boss is amazing. So secondary to that, if you just do the church, clear out the bosses in the different dungeons around the world, you get either a good or an evil ending. So there's different endings that way. Then there are secret codes that can actually allow you to unlock a character who's a wizard. And so you just have a whole bunch of magic attacks, which makes the game harder. There's also another, if you put in the Konami code, it unlocks a character who has a gun. And so it's almost like a shooter at that point.
This is Jetpack too, right?
I think so. Yeah, I haven't seen that one yet. But so just let me explain the dungeon structure real quick because it's important. So the game is hard. It is not easy at all. Thankfully, as you go, you'll unlock basically extra lives that'll let you start at the beginning of a room in the dungeon. But you only get a certain number of those. Enemies hit hard, and until late in the game, you don't have a lot of range on your attack. So the way the dungeons are all structured is there's, usually about 3 paths and 2 of the paths will have a key at the end of them, and the third path will have the boss at the end of them, but there are usually 2 locked doors between you and the boss. So you can't get to the room that the boss is in unless you finish the 2 paths that have the keys at the end. And the game basically tells you, don't try to do the whole dungeon at once. And it's good advice. So there's a save point at the beginning of the dungeon, outside the dungeon. And the best tactic is kind of go through, do a branch, get a key, make your way back, and save, which is not as easy as it sounds, because as soon as you clear a room and come back to it, the enemies all respawn. So you got to fight your way to the key, fight your way back from the key, save. Fight your way to a key, fight your way back, save, fight your way to the boss. The way death works when you run out of lives, there's 2 options. You can do classic mode, where when you die, you start back at the save point and you lose everything that you collected since the last time you saved. So you lose all your coins, you lose everything that you collected since the last time you saved. Or you can do another mode that lets you keep some of your coins, but you pick every time you die which one you want to do. Do you want to do classic mode respawn, or do you want to do the other one? If you do the other one, it completely locks you out of classic mode for the rest of the game. So if you want to beat it the right way, quote unquote, you'll want to do the classic mode every time and restart where you save. So I'm telling you, it's the best retro side scroller I've played since The Messenger. It is phenomenal, and it's on Game Pass, so there's no reason for you not to play it. It's an exceptional game.
How difficult is it?
It's pretty difficult, but there is an easy mode.
Okay.
There is, yes. Yeah, you can change the difficulty. Let me say this, Drew. It's not... I am not great at 2D side-scrolling games. I would put the difficulty similar to Rogue Legacy's difficulty.
Okay.
That's about the level I would put it at, where it's difficult, and it's more punishing than difficult, because if you get, all the way through a branch of a dungeon, you get the key, and then you die when you get close back, it doesn't matter. You lose all of that, including the key. And so you got to go through that whole wing of the dungeon again. But I'll say they give you enough sort of cool skills as you work through the game, that it's not impossible. The final dungeon, so if you try to do an ultimate good or ultimate evil ending, there's an additional final dungeon. It's not just an additional final boss. That one is hard, legitimately hard, but it's not impossible. And I never once, the whole time I was playing, got frustrated and threw my controller down and walked away. It's not that kind of difficult. It's punishing, but it's not overly beat your head against the wall difficult.
Gotcha.
So,
I'll give it a shot.
Yeah, you should, definitely. It's really fun, and the visuals are also pretty fun, and the boss designs and the enemy designs are also really well done. So yeah, and their death animations are cool as well. Oh, that's the other fun thing the game does. When you die, the whole screen goes red, except for the silhouette of your character and the silhouette of an enemy, or whatever enemy killed you, and that enemy has a unique execution animation that it does on you. But it's not you're only seeing the silhouette of it against a bright red background. The visuals are really cool. So definitely Infernax, if you have Game Pass, definitely check it out, because that game's a blast. And I will likely eventually go back and play through it to see the ultimate evil ending as well. It probably took me, I'll say, 8 or 9 hours to finish. So it's not huge, but it was a blast.
Okay. Gotcha.
Outside of that, I mentioned on Twitter that I started playing Elden Ring. So my son begged for us to get it for him for his birthday, which is next week, early. And so we gave in because we're suckers. So I've been playing it too because we share an account, or we share games based on the way we've got our accounts set up. And it's an interesting experience for me because my son, his character is now level 39, I think. He has a level 39 samurai.
Jesus.
And so he is guiding me through the early part of the game. I asked him to sit with me for the first 2 hours that I played it yesterday so that he could sort of guide me along. And he guided me to some good stuff and helped me kind of get my feet under me to start the game. And I'm really, really enjoying it. It's probably too early for me to say whether or not it's my favorite FromSoft game, because I still do love Demon's Souls. But so far, I think it probably is. I think it probably beats that game out. And yeah, I'm too early in it, and everybody else on the podcast that's played it has already talked more in depth about the game. I'm a vagabond is the character that I picked because I like the sword and shield stuff, and I like the summon function. Although I understand why they don't, but I do wish there were more places where you could summon. Because I get a little annoyed sometimes when I'm like, oh, I got this monster here, I'll summon my fighters to help me, and then it's like, oh no, I can't do that because it's not a summoning place. But generally, I haven't found the game to be unfair yet, and I'm level, I don't even know what level I am at this point. I think I'm, hold on, I'll tell you, 18. And I was talking to Terrence off air. I basically committed ogre genocide in that I found the one ogre that jumps down surrounded by the crossbowmen on your way to Storm, whatever it's called. And I've basically just been farming that boss or that ogre over and over and over again to get runes so that I could upgrade my dexterity so that I could use this blood loss mace that I found. So that's been most of my experience so far. And then I found the Stormfoot Catacombs that I am in, and I don't know. I haven't seen the boss of this yet. I'm kind of slowly making my way through it. I don't know if it's above my level or if it's where I should be, but we're going to give it a shot. So
you haven't taken out Margit yet?
No, I haven't gone up there to do that yet.
Okay.
I will soon. That's next for me. Yeah, that's next for me. I think after I see what's deeper in these catacombs, I'll probably go back to him.
I think I spent 4 hours when I first played that game just running around and unlocking Sites of Grace, which I think is one of my favorite parts about that game, is just being able to see so much of that world before I start exploring and leveling.
Yeah.
I had 90% of and I'll just tell you that map is not the only map.
I'm sure.
No, It is not.
When you discover how big that game is, you're like, holy shit.
Yep. Yeah, and I found out through my son because he beat it already. I'm level I'm like your son. I'm level 36 or something like that. But he showed me the map. I was like, Jesus.
Yeah, there's a whole lot more to that map, and just fuck, man. I know in my heart that game will be on my top 10 this year, and I also know in my heart I will never beat that game.
Yeah.
Me? Yeah, I'm never going to finish that game.
My son, and this is probably a common trick that most people know, but I was not aware of it. My son, like I said, he's a samurai, and so he's got the blood loss weapon, and he jumped up in levels very, very fast because he found this dragon
that doesn't move. Yeah.
Yeah, that he was able to easily kill and get a whole bunch of runes from it with his blood loss thing, because it does, a big chunk
if you don't have the blood loss sword, don't even go there, because I wailed on that dragon for a half hour and didn't even move 2 pixels of its life bar.
Yeah.
Yeah, his health is ridiculous.
So he got 50,000 runes or something like that for that. So he was able to level up pretty quick.
Yeah.
But he's making his way through it too, and he's telling me about the bosses and how, oh, you don't even want to try to go fight this guy yet. Go over here and do this. And I'm like, okay.
That's how my son's doing me.
You got to pass it on to the next generation because we're too fucking old to be playing these games.
That's right.
Yep.
I was very surprised when he asked for this game because he tends to not necessarily be a huge RPG player. Like he's very much a multiplayer person. But one of his friends was playing this game and was telling him about it. And so he started looking stuff up about it, and that's what got him so jacked up. And now he and his friends, he was playing co-op with one of his friends the other day against, I don't even know, some giant flying dragon in a swamp.
Mm-hmm.
And you should have heard them all yelling about what was happening. I could just hear him yelling into his side of the microphone about all the stuff that was happening in this dragon fight. And I'm like, oh God, I'm not looking forward to that. But anyway, I've been playing Elden Ring. I'm really enjoying it. I am excited to get a little deeper into it. And I did play some Chorus too, by the way, when I was laid up. But I haven't played as much of that as I would like to. But yeah, it is really good. It
so good.
Plays very well, and I'm a big space shooter person, obviously, so that it's right up my alley.
Everybody play that when it comes to Game Pass this month. It's so good.
Yeah, I'm a little frustrated that it's come. I'm glad it's coming to
beautiful.
Game Pass, but at the same time, I'm like, man, I just paid like $25 for this.
Yeah.
But it's all right. I knew it was probably going to come to Game Pass eventually. It's a good ad.
Yeah, definitely.
Anyway,
It's a solid month for Game Pass, even though they say that they haven't shown everything yet, because obviously next week.
Right. But yeah, that's it for me.
All right. Well, I didn't play anything new. I was going to. I got a review game for Switch I was going to play, but then the Switch was broken Saturday, so I couldn't play anything. So I spent all day Saturday playing Overwatch, because that's what I do.
Good compromise, I think.
I mean, I suppose it actually wasn't a bad run, and most of the time I'll do like 8 or 9 losses in a row, and I'm like, you know what? I think I'm done. I'm just gonna walk away. But yeah, it was all right. I actually went up in rank, so I'll take that as a win. But I did power through the indie games. I know those are always interesting. I didn't have anything super exciting this week, so I'll just run through them real quick. The game we talked about last week on the release is called Soldiers, but spelled S-O-U-L, Soldiers. Should have threw me off immediately. That is a 2D Metroidvania-style game, but uses Souls-like combat. So,
everything does that now.
Yeah, like that's like the buzzwords. Like if your press release has a bunch of buzzwords, I'm immediately like, ugh, okay.
Mm-hmm.
Super Perils of Baking. I think we were joking about that game last week. I thought this was going to be like an action platformer. It is not. It's just a straight. Here's a level. Get to the end of this level. All you can do is jump. There's like no attacks or anything, and the objective is to do it quickly while avoiding everything, and you can't take hit. It's weird, like, you can get these power-ups as you collect ingredients to bake something, and then once you bake it, it gives you like an extra hit, because you only get one hit and you die. But if you get the power-ups, you get like an extra hit. But what's funny is when you get the power-ups to get the extra hit, your dude grows a beard.
Okay then.
So, like, your beard is like Arthur's armor in Ghosts and Goblins, like your extra hit, because when you get hit, your beard goes away. It's weird. Red Siren Space Defense is a 2D, for lack of a better word, remember the Strike series? Soviet Strike, Nuclear Strike, flying the helicopter around, shooting stuff. It's essentially that in 2D, where you're just flying around shooting things. It's definitely a mobile game, because you can see the little play button and the home button.
It's weird that you went to like Soviet Strike and not like Jungle Strike or Desert Strike. Which
Well, I
think
said
are
Nuclear
more
Strike.
But Soviet and nuclear are the PlayStation ones, like I don't remember people talking about those at all.
Oh, dude, I love those games on PlayStation.
Are they actually
Well,
good?
I didn't even play those. I played it on Genesis, like Jungle
Yeah.
Strike and all
Yeah,
that.
no, I
that's
played
what
those
I was
too.
saying that. I'm like, what a weird pull.
But I liked.
I didn't play those.
I like Soviet Strike and Nuclear Strike. Like those were my for some reason a helicopter attack game is my jam.
I'm not saying they're bad at all. Like I only
wish they'd
remember the
come
Genesis
back,
titles.
man. Those were good. Yeah.
They weren't they bringing one of those back at some point? But it was like
Comanche. I think Comanche
was the one I'm
back.
thinking of. Yeah, I love
I
those.
played a lot of Comanche on PC.
Yep, me too, man. It was good stuff.
I love helicopter attack. Well, there was another one on PlayStation. I can remember the box.
No.
Like it had orange letters. It was like Black Hawk something or I can't remember. I love those kind of games though. This one though is just a cheap 2D version. I wouldn't recommend.
Black Dawn.
Black Dawn. That's the one I'm thinking of. Yes. God, I love those games.
Oh, it's like a first-person one.
Yeah. Oh man, love those games. The next game
that looks pretty good.
Yeah, no, it's pretty good. The next game I play is Elementals Death Metal Deathmatch. Say that 3 times fast. It's kind of like a 2D Smash Brothers type of game where you got 4 characters. The hook in this game is that, like you get like this stun animation when you get hit by an enemy or when they shoot a projectile at you, and you hold the B button or you tap the B button to headbang, which then reflects the attack back at them, or when you die, you can like headbang to pull your soul back into your body. But it is pretty much a straight up like 4-player deathmatch with all kinds of crazy stuff going on. This next game, I don't even know how to describe it to you. It's called Pinku Cult Hex Mortis. You create a character who's an anime lady, and you give her a mask that's either like a rabbit or it's creepy. Like it's a creepy mask. It's one of those creepy masks. And then the game itself is like a 2D but in a 3D perspective. Like your characters are flat 2D drawings. Like when you turn, you see like the flatness to them. And it's like a point-and-click style adventure game. And it might be one of the weirdest things I've played. Like I said, it's almost impossible for me to describe what it is, just because it's so frickin' weird. So I don't know. Just Shapes and Beats came to the Xbox this week, and I checked that out. That is an interesting game. I don't know if anybody's ever played that, but that is... You're essentially like this little object on the screen, and there's a song obviously playing in the background because it's kind of a rhythm game, and there are projectiles and things that you need to get past in order to hit the beat, and the beat is on the other side of the screen, so it will start off with something simple like, it's just shooting like bullets at you, and then all of a sudden there will be like lines, like graphic lines on the screen moving with the beat of the music, and you've got to kind of move, and then it'll start combining those things as the levels get harder in order for you to get to the other side where the beat is. And then obviously if you miss, then you fail and you start over. But it's an interesting kind of take on the rhythm genre that I had never played before, but I thought it was pretty cool. The Ratalaika game, I don't think Anthony's here for the joke, but the Ratalaika game for the week is called 10 Rooms, 10 Seconds. And it's actually one of the more interesting games I've played from that publisher. Basically what it is it's like your normal, here's a level, go through it, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, whatever. But the catch is that every room has a puzzle that involves 10 seconds. So, like, the first room is just literally a series of platformers. You got to jump from one side of the room to the other side of the room within 10 seconds. The next room is a enemy attacking you plus spikes on the floor that you have to survive for 10 seconds. The third room is a bunch of platforms with dynamite on each platform, all with a 10-second timer, and you have to collect all of them before you move to the next room, and you have 10 seconds to do it. It's a really cool concept. I really thought it was something super neat that I hadn't seen before, and I definitely recommend checking it out if you're into those kind of puzzle games.
What is that?
It's called 10 rooms, 10 seconds. Ratalaka Jam this week. It's actually really good. Like, I really think the concept is super interesting. Two more quick ones. Surface Rush feels like a phone game. You basically pull down and launch this little thing through obstacles. Nothing special there. And then Unexplored 2, The Wayfarer's Legacy. I was interested in checking this out because it is a action RPG. Unfortunately, it has randomly generated dungeons. But I was okay with that because it randomly generates at the beginning and then you play it. But the more I played it, the combat just did not feel good. So I kind of fell off of that one. And then I think that's it. I did boot back up Horizon. I know you finished it, Ryan. Did you play on quality or performance?
Quality.
Okay. So they patched it this week for the New Game Plus, but in that New Game Plus patch, they also patched the performance mode to make it look better, and holy shit, people are wizards. Like, that game looks 1,000 times better than it did when I played through. Because I always play on performance. I can't stand not playing at 60 frames a second anymore. It drives me crazy.
Same.
But it had like this, I don't want to say it was like ugly, but almost like this small covering of Vaseline where it's not quite as sharp as you think it should be.
Gotcha.
But the patch now has made it look super crisp. So I went back in, did a few side quests.
And that's for performance mode?
Yeah, this is for performance mode.
Nice. I'm going to have to boot that up. Okay.
Yeah, like that. I mean, I was shocked when I booted up. I was like, wow, this looks so much better. So, man, I think that's it. The game I was trying to play on the Switch that I'm going to review is KOTOR 2. So I was excited because they added all that DLC into it from the cut content. So I was excited to jump back into that, but then my Switch just kept telling me I wasn't allowed to play my games, But that didn't make news like the Xbox one did because it's fucking Nintendo.
Yeah, which I didn't understand because I had been going through that for like a while, and I was like, let me go on Twitter and see it. I'm like, nobody's saying nothing about it. I guess it's just mine.
No. I was like trying to play, and I tweeted out. I was like, is anybody else having problems booting their Switch games? And I had one person reply to me, be like, yeah, me too. And then I saw a bunch of other people. I was like, well, I guess you just don't give a shit because it's Nintendo.
Yeah, I saw yours later after I had put mine up, and I was like, if Xbox go down for 10 minutes, Twitter blows up. But Nintendo, I ain't been able to play all day. Y'all just chilling.
Yeah. Like, So you know what that tells me? That tells me that nobody really plays their Switch. They're just lying.
Yep.
I play my Switch.
I know you do. I'm just playing. No, it's always funny, like, how much Nintendo gets away with. Like, man, if Nintendo had put out 50 hertz versions of their games, most people wouldn't have said shit. Sony did it, and it's like, fuck you.
Yep.
I don't know, it's a weird
because
thing.
the 50 hertz version is still going to be crap if it's an N64.
Well, I mean, that's fair.
As much as I love the N64, and their emulator sucks, so we won't notice anyways.
Yeah, that's fair. All right, let's do our new releases for the week. It's kind of a light week because obviously it's E3 is usually a light week. Xbox Series X, PlayStation 5, we got Dead by Daylight, Roots of Dredge, Spellforce 3 Reforced, Nummels, I don't know what that is, Super Impossible Road, Square Keeper, and oh shit, The Quarry is out this week. You remember that?
The horror?
That's
horror
the
game?
Supermassive game.
Yeah, nice. I know that was this week.
Yeah, that's out on Friday. And that's everything.
Nummels is Lemmings.
Oh, okay.
It's an indie
I was wondering
Lemmings.
what that was. Okay.
PlayStation 4, Xbox One, a lot of the same stuff. We also have Noel, The Mortal Fate, Arcade Archives, Motos, Metal Max, Xeno Reborn, whatever the fuck that is.
Tank RPG.
Gotcha. and True Fear, Forsaken Souls Part 2. Then Nintendo Switch. We got My Lovely Wife. I'm sure that's a wonderful game. Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic 2, The Sith Lords, Delivery from the Pain, Demon Slayer, Kimetsu no Yaiba, The Hinokami Chronicles, Mysteries Under Lake Ophelia, Pro Gymnast Simulator, The Wizard and the Slug, and finally Mario Strikers Battle League. So there is a big Nintendo game out this week.
And what do you think My Lovely Wife is?
Waifu Simulator.
Okay. I mean, you're not wrong,
Okay.
but you're also not fully right. I'm kind of surprised.
All right. What is it?
I'm just going to quickly read through the whole thing off Nintendo's website. Plays Jake, the loving husband and grieving widow, who is granted the knowledge to summon dozens of succubi
Okay.
by a mysterious man. Work with those succubi to make them fall in love with you, and sacrifice them to create a vessel for your wife's soul.
Uh-huh.
Oh,
It all
good.
starts with a letter with a familiar handwriting and bearing a signature none other than hers, Luna, the love of your life gone too soon. In the letter, she asks you to perform otherworldly rituals to bring her back to life. A mix of dating, management, and alchemy simulations in one game.
Holy
As
shit.
wives are wont to do.
How can I not
He-
want this game?
Key features 20 different succubi to summon, befriend, and betray. Over 40 endings, including one for each of the succubi, as well as 2 main endings for following through on Jake's dark desires. Gothic fantasy art style, I will give them that. It doesn't look like standard waifu simulator stuff. An eerie soundtrack that sends shivers down your spine, and uncanny love dilemmas. Jake must crush the lives of others in order to save his dear Luna. I will give them this. That's some weird shit.
So this company also made a game called My Lovely Daughter.
Oh.
That's a
You
little
have to
concerning.
summon things to. What in the world? What?
You ain't been on the
company
show
is
long
this?
enough to know that the Nintendo Switch gets a whole lot of fucking porn.
I
Okay.
do know that.
All right, hold
Like,
on. I'm looking at it. It's the same. It's actually a rougher art style. It's like it's a little bit more like angular. My Lovely
Oh,
Daughter
please
is a
progress.
game about overcoming the loss of a loved one through forbidden alchemy experiments. And murder. You are Faust, an amnesiac. If you know yourself, alchemist and father who wakes up alone and confused, only to discover that your lovely daughter has died. As you enter the first stages of grief, you do what everyone wishes they could do but can't. Bring back the dead with the power of alchemy.
Oh my god.
Man,
It's not.
These people
Oh, okay.
are
Hold on.
Full Metal Alchemist fans for real.
To support your experiments, you'll need to assign jobs to your to revive your daughter. Blah blah blah. You bring like homunculi, which is just people without souls, essentially, to life, and then have to sacrifice them, I guess, to bring your daughter to sounding a lot like their other game.
Okay.
It's not waifu-ish, though. It's like, there's really nothing sexual here, even like with the first game. It's just...
Well, I mean, I guess that's a step forward. That's fine. I'm always shocked when there's a week of Nintendo Switch without some porn shit.
I'm sure one of the other games you mentioned is absolutely horny.
I mean, the Nintendo Switch is the horniest console ever made. I'm just gonna say that right now.
Even their Zelda game was like, everybody wants to fuck Link. The
I
game.
don't know, yeah. I mean, Fire Emblem is now horny, which is weird. I don't know, man. Y'all got problems. That's all I'm gonna say.
Yep.
Anyway,
There's a reason why you can use all the controls on one hand with those Switch games.
Well, I mean, can we still talk about the Pirates 7 Seas game with the boob simulator?
I'd rather
Yeah,
not.
I prefer not to talk about that game.
Yeah, I
actually.
forgot that game existed until you just brought it back up.
Holy
And I
shit.
just learned it existed, so that's okay. Wow.
Yeah, they're proud of it too.
Terrence, you're missing so much.
Apparently.
You increase her bust size to as stats or some shit. I don't remember exactly, but it's weird.
What?
You have to be clear. The language that was used, I believe, was manage their bust size.
Yes.
Yes. Wow. Okay.
Yeah, people love this shit, man. And Nintendo, what's funny is Nintendo's the only console you can get it on because the games, when they come to PlayStation, are censored and they don't even come to Xbox. So, that Nintendo seal of quality.
Nintendo's taking care of that audience. All right.
It's all good. Alright, so let's do the news. There was we got our Summer Game Fest news starting off, but I'm going to kick off with some other stuff. First off, Anthony, I want you to know we are vindicated. I don't know if you saw that report come out about Abandoned.
No.
I mean, there's been multiple.
There's a
people calling
huge
it out for
expose
fake.
on GameSpot that went up on, I think, Friday. Basically, there is no game.
Duh.
They have.
I'm not vindicated. I'm not vindicated at all. Most people were like seeing through the bullshit. Unfortunately, not right away. I called it out right away. But like, I'm not vindicated. I'm just right. Like, I knew I was right all along. It's not like, oh, I told you all, you didn't believe me. I'm just like, yeah, I don't know who bought into this shit. And like, I don't know, like, people called this stuff out by like looking through their past super early on and saying, oh, there's no actual game. I could have told you that. You downloaded a demo and there was no game attached.
It gets better. It gets better. So apparently they have a private Discord where they interact with fans.
Hold on. Can I guess?
You can guess. There's
some
two parts.
Racist or sexist shit?
Well, they are toxic, but that's not the story.
Yeah.
The story is that they did, like, Hassan actually reached out to one fan about storing their games at his house or some shit.
What?
Yes. Go ahead, sorry.
Wait, what?
I'm not even kidding with this. Like, he reached out to like pay them, like, what was it, like $1,500, $2,000 or something to house their games at his house.
And he was like, they said like you could have the rest. Like after you cover the expenses, the dude could keep like the rest as a profit or whatever. Like it was it's crazy.
Okay, sorry, I'm not following. He reached out to somebody that was following his project?
Yeah, somebody on their Discord.
Okay, alright, and he was asking them to store their games at his house?
Yeah. Like if Kojima reached out to you, Anthony, he was like, hey, can I store Death Stranding 2 in your basement?
Yeah, like
no,
copies,
because
like,
that's what I'm trying to understand. Hassan was like, hey, can I store my game in your basement? Or was he saying to the fan, hey, do you want to store your games at my house?
No. Hassan was asking to store Abandoned at this dude's house.
Yes, yeah.
What do you mean?
Like
store
physical
Abandoned?
copies.
Digital fucking things. It's not a physical product.
I don't know. I just know. And also
what the fuck statement is that? It doesn't make any sense.
Maybe the dude had a server farm at his house?
Hey, maybe. I don't know.
Not for Abandoned. Like, that would require there actually being data sent back and forth.
That whole
Was he mining Bitcoin, maybe?
It's crazy.
Yeah.
And also, like, one of the developers was trying to be, or was in a romantic relationship with somebody on the Discord.
Yeah, I read that they were.
There's so
The
much.
whole thing is correct because like they set up a private Discord for like I guess Uber fans that Hassan handpicked and invited people to, and that's where he like messaged the dude about storing copies of the game.
Oh, I see. Yeah.
Yeah, so he set them up this thing where he could like talk to them and they could like give input and stuff, and I guess it was going good at first, but then it turned into like a mess. Like you definitely should read it. It's on GameSpot. Like, dude, it's crazy.
To clear it up, I guess, for everybody that's listening and wasn't sure, this is the exact thing that Hassan wrote to somebody. Hey, name, I have a not so random question for you, lol.
Mm-hmm.
It's actually that I trust you. I am looking for storage space or so. He didn't put a space there in the US because Sony told me that the US versions of the physical game can't be shipped overseas. So instead of looking for a storage hub and having me actually to go there, Jesus Christ.
Yeah, dude.
I wanted to ask, would you be available to this for me? So instead of looking for a spot, have the stock delivered to an address you have access to, and then ship it overseas to the blue box address you will get a fee, of course. Yes, I am also a Nigerian prince, and if you send me money, what the fuck? It's written so poorly.
This thing is
by
crazy.
way of a Nigerian prince. Oh man, it's insane.
Yeah, you should read this thing. It's pretty crazy.
Yeah.
But the fact that it's some sort of big news that the game doesn't exist. Duh.
I mean, a lot of people bought that shit, you know?
But people are stupid.
Well, I'm aware
people
of
buy
that.
the booby games. Clearly,
Well,
they
they're
can't
just
be trusted with their own money, let alone their own logic.
There's a difference between being stupid and being horny. You can be both, but you can also be each one exclusively.
I don't think there's that big of a difference.
Hey, you can be both, or you can be each one exclusively. It's okay. It's okay. Alright, that's enough about Hassan and his bullshit.
His nothing. Abandoned. Oh, it's gonna be Silent Hill. Sure it is.
I still think it's a Kojima game.
Sure you do. Sure you do. We had some Dragon Age news this week. It was the most nothing news on the planet. We got the name of the game. It's called Dragon Age Dreadwolf. Thanks.
Man, I missed that news. Wow. Okay.
Yeah, they literally made a deal
did
about
too.
it. Yeah, they tweeted. They're like, "Oh, the name of the game is Dreadwolf." I'm like, and somebody leaked it 10 minutes before. I'm like, who the fuck cares?
What happened to just Dragon Age 3?
You mean 4?
Hey. Yes. Yeah.
I mean,
This is
no,
4.
they never did. They never did a 3.
That was Inquisition was 3.
Yeah,
Inquisition was 3.
But it's not called 3.
So what? This one ain't called 4.
Well, why'd they do Mass Effect 1, 2, and 3?
They did Andromeda, so
Drew,
they could
I swear
do
to
4.
Just
Boy,
stop.
if EA really wants to fuck over Andromeda, they literally can call the next one Mass Effect 4.
Why don't they do that?
I bet you they will. I think
really
they will.
should.
It's going to be Mass Effect 4 because they're going to just try to erase Andromeda. I think that's what that's going to be.
Yeah. Well, we kind of got a spoiler for the Xbox showcase. Looks like GoldenEye is going to be shadow dropped because you can just go look at the fucking achievements on Xbox.com.
So,
Nice.
to bring up GoldenEye, I'm going to bring up another one of my dumb anecdotes.
Okay.
When I was living with my roommates, and remember we used to stream a lot on Justin TV. We did a whole session of GoldenEye, and the sounds from GoldenEye, particularly the death sounds or when somebody gets shot, are fantastic. And there is one that we fell in love with, and we call it the Huet. Huet. And so anytime, and including to this day, you can ask my wife. My wife doesn't even know what it is.
My wife.
There are times where I will be bending over to pick up something or straining, and I'll go, Huet, like that. Because that was what me and my roommates did all the time. We just go, Huet, Huet, Huet.
Remind me of
And that was one of, if those sound effects are not in that remake, I'm going to be very upset.
It's not a remake. It's just a remaster, I'm pretty sure.
Okay, that's fine. That's
So-
like leaving
What's
out.
the one?
That's like leaving out Goldfinger and Tony Hawk.
What I want is the ability to take a picture of my face and have it mapped onto
Yeah,
all of the enemies in the game.
all the bad polygons.
Oh my god.
We'll do Rainbow Six Vegas this.
My Rainbow Six
Yeah.
Vegas character, which had a receding hairline 20 years ago. I mean, it's apt today, but back then it wasn't. You know.
They were gonna do that for Perfect Dark with
Yeah.
the Game Boy camera.
God, the Game Boy camera. You know, print out the stamp on that fucking printer that you could buy separate. Holy shit. Anyway, so that's probably going to be one of their announcements. Alright, Sega announced a new mini console, but not for America yet. It's the Mega Drive 2. It will actually include arcade and Sega CD games as well.
Thought it had 32X stuff.
No, 32X, according to who was working on it, said that they were offered the ability, but they couldn't get it running right. So they didn't want to put it in there.
Surprised they were able to get. Did you say Saturn?
No, Sega CD and arcade
okay,
games.
Sega CD.
Yeah.
I was going to say Sega Saturn emulation is
It's rough.
notoriously hard.
Polymega is probably the best I've seen for Sega Saturn emulation, which is crazy to me. Like, it's damn near perfect. So.
I was really hoping that announcement was going to be a Dreamcast Mini. Like, there's so many Dreamcast games I'd like to play again.
I just wonder what the storage capacity for those would be.
Yeah.
I mean,
Are they that big?
True.
They were what was it, gigabyte disc is what those were on, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They were
Yeah.
a gigabyte.
Yeah, I mean, not every game was that big, obviously, because a lot of people burned them. You know what I'm saying?
You could probably
They
get
also downsized
15, 20
them.
games on something.
Was 15 gigs? What's the price on that? Like 15 gig storage plus the hardware plus the control. Imagine remanufacturing that controller. What about the VMU? What do we do there? You know?
Just have a built-in VMU.
Yeah, that still would be
Yeah.
expensive. Like, I couldn't see that happening for less than $120. And would anybody really buy a $120 mini Dreamcast besides us?
Nope. Probably not.
I wouldn't even buy it. 'Cause, yeah.
when we're saying we won't buy it, that's why they haven't made it.
Yeah, when you were talking, I was sitting here, I was like, yeah, that's why it's never going to come.
Yeah.
All right, yeah.
Yeah. Super Nintendo World is making its debut in America at Universal Studios in 2023. Now, to note, this is the smaller one. We are getting the bigger one probably in 2024.
And where's that supposed to be at?
The first one is California, or is it Florida? Like one of them is going to be in California, one of them is going to be in Florida. And
I'm
one
going
of
to
them
assume
will
the
be...
California one's going to be smaller.
Okay, then that one is basically like the Mario Kart ride and a couple other things. But the big Super Nintendo World is coming in like next year. The one that's just like the one in Japan, the huge one.
Gotcha.
I fucking need to plan a trip to that when it comes. Take my son down there for that. Oh hell yeah!
Yeah, that's awesome.
That'd be fun. Pokemon Scarlet and Violet now have a release date, November 18th. They showed off the game in a trailer this week, and the internet went crazy over Lechonk.
It is
I
great.
missed this. Man, you know what? I have been so busy with doing I didn't even know all this stuff got announced. That's awesome.
Lechonk is
Lechonk.
kind of amazing.
Lechonk.
Yeah, that's a good Pokemon.
Everybody's going to pick Lechonk. But the question is
he a starter?
No.
no.
Oh.
He's just a pig Pokemon you can catch.
Actually, the big thing with this Pokemon is like which professor do you want, right? Because there's two, one for each version.
Choose.
Well,
you choose the professor.
one of them is like the woman is like caveman style.
She looks like
like-
the girl from Chrono Trigger.
A bit, yeah. And then the guy has like futuristic clothing on.
He looks
So,
like I know nobody else is going to get this, but he looks like the former PR person for Nintendo. Shout out to Kit Ellis, who I have worked with for like 20 years, but he finally left Nintendo. But seriously, that other professor is fucking dead ringer for Kit, down to his fucking haircut.
Huh.
Dude looked just like him.
That was his parting
That's
gift.
great.
Is that what you're saying? They designed a Pokemon character after him?
they
what I was
they
about to
modeled a
say, like,
Pokemon
yeah, it's
character after him. He's the guy that's on Nintendo Minute. You guys ever watch Nintendo Minute?
No.
So it's Kit and Krista. Like those two used to do Nintendo
Yeah,
Minute.
they both left, right?
Yeah, they both left and they're doing their own like thing now. But yeah, the other professor looks just like him, which is just hilarious.
Question for you.
Uh-huh.
Is Violet and Scarlet supposed to be in the same style
Arceus.
of Arceus?
Yeah, it's they kind of went with
Yeah.
that format after Arceus did well. So
I don't know if I want to play that.
I liked Arceus.
Really? I love, like, to me, Arceus was what I've always wanted from a Pokemon game. To be able to just run around and have the open world and actually see the Pokemon and, creep and catch them and stuff like that. Like, I'm excited for that in a current, unless you were talking about something else, like that whole thing you didn't like about Arceus?
The battle system, like the light and heavy attack.
Oh, I
Kinda
got you.
thing.
I can take or leave any of that stuff.
That definitely I could do with. I don't know if they're going to bring that over.
I hope not.
Kind of hope not, actually, because I could do without that
I'm fine with just running around and finding Pokemon, but the whole
Pokeball.
I don't know. It's like it just came off. It's not very strategic. It was very overly streamlined, and I was just like, yeah, but I mean, you know,
I fucking bought that game and still have not even
hype
started
matter
it.
anymore.
Dang, man.
I paid
Good.
$60 for that game, and literally I made it to the town where you go take a nap before they test you, and I have not played it since.
That's not very far in.
No, I'm
That is
terrible
not far
at
at
playing.
all.
What's the worst part is I'm terrible at playing video games I pay money for. Like I'm terrible at that. Not to jump into the state of play news, but there were 2 more games that leaked screenshots for PC versions for PlayStation. Looks like the next 2 are going to be Sackboy and Returnal. So those screenshots are floating around out there. We'll talk about another PC game in a little bit when I get to the state of play news. But before we jump into that, Anthony, tell me, how do you feel about Sonic Frontiers? We've got 2 videos, both in-game. Where you at?
I'm gonna play it regardless.
But how do you feel about the direction and the look?
Wow, it's giving me Sonic 06 vibes.
I know.
Like
It's giving me that. It's giving me that, and it's also for some reason giving me the new Kirby game vibes.
It's because it's dead. It's a dead world.
Yeah,
Yeah, that Kirby, the Kirby, it in the trailers looks like that, but like when you play that game, sorry, I have hiccups for some reason. It doesn't feel like that. The world feels very alive, still, even though it's abandoned. I don't know. It's just like, how is Sonic gonna work in an open world? Like, he moves fast. That's gonna be a lot of nothing to just kind of cross, and like, can't be a dense world. And boy, is it giving off Breath of the Wild vibes. It's not necessarily a compliment.
Especially with the combat, like when you saw the robots and stuff, like they felt
the futuristic, ancient futurism.
Yeah, that felt very Breath of the Wild-ish.
So,
like, I am going to play this because I am a Sonic whore, and like I understand that that's a problem. But I own Sonic Boom, so at this point, if it's only I own Sonic Boom, I own Sonic 06 twice.
As long as it boots up, you're okay with it, right?
Yeah, basically.
Sonic 06 got relisted on the Xbox store, and I bought it this week because it was $5.
I'm sorry.
I mean, it's only
not worth. It's not worth.
I know
anything.
it's not worth it, but I still wanted to have it in my collection.
That's you can't talk shit about us buying Agony for $1 when you bought Sonic 06.
People will remember Sonic 06. People will never remember Agony.
That's just because Sonic's in it.
So?
Yeah, I don't know how I feel about this. I'm watching the actual gameplay finally.
Oh, the combat? Yeah, I watched that yesterday.
Yeah, well, not just the combat, the walking around on top of the tower and stuff. It's
See, that's what I was going to ask. Go ahead.
Go ahead.
Well, I just didn't see the combat trailer. I saw the one that they showed, like, the world, I guess, but my concerns was with the combat, because I didn't know, like, I mean, Sonic... the last Sonic game I played was Sonic Adventure, like 1 and 2. Like, those are, like, my favorite ones.
God, open your heart!
Since Dreamcast. Yeah, so I don't know.
There is a combat video
Sonic,
out there, and there's a lot to it.
Play Sonic Mania, first off.
That's the last one that I played.
That game
is awesome.
Spectacular. Generations is good.
Yeah.
Forces is like more of Generations, just not as enjoyable because you're not going through like old games. But like
Generations was my first one.
Yeah, Drew didn't even play Sonic on the Genesis, which still blows my mind to this day.
But,
wow. Yeah.
I was a Nintendo kid.
But you still haven't played it. That's the thing.
I just don't like. Do I need to?
Yes.
I mean, I don't feel like I need to.
Sonic the Hedgehog 1, 2, and 3 on the Genesis are fucking classics.
Everybody said that about Half-Life 2, and I played through Half-Life 2, and I said I don't see what's so great about this game.
Oh my god!
I hate you.
Oh my god!
I hate you with so much of my body right now.
That's like me with the first Half-Life. I bought the first Half-Life just to play Counter-Strike. Like, I bought it for the Counter-Strike mod. And everybody's like, Half-Life, I've never finished the first
Dude,
Half-Life.
I could play through Half-Life 2.
The first game gets to a point where you're just like, what the fuck is going on?
I could play Half-Life 2 tomorrow, and I would still think it's awesome. That game is so
holds
good.
up.
Yeah, I haven't played that one yet either. I played the VR one. I played Half-Life Alyx. I haven't beat it, but I played some of that, but I've never played the first one or the second one.
Half-Life
I'm
2
sorry.
is just, my God, it's so good.
I know this
until
has
about
been,
2 years ago. I've never played a Dragon Quest game.
Holy shit,
Man.
bro.
I'm
Oh, me
before I
either.
get more
Actually,
sad.
9 was the first one I played. The one that just came out.
This reminds me of the time John told us he'd never played Mega Man.
11's the one that just came out.
Which one?
11 is the one that just came out.
Or okay, 11 is the one I played. Sorry, Dragon Quest. That's the one I first played. That's the one I played.
I played the remake of one of them on the 3DS. I can't remember what it was called. It was one where you time traveled.
7.
7. I reviewed that game.
I feel like the time when John told us he'd never played Mega Man. What the fuck is happening?
Wow.
I played Mega Man, so
That's
Yeah, I played
that's some
Mega
Brit
Man.
stuff.
Mega Man is awesome.
Was it on
Wish
the
they'd bring back
BBC
Legend.
Micro ZX Spectrum, so you can play Mega Man?
Motherfucker, don't you have the Queen on your money?
Yeah, but you can go fuck yourself. We didn't get we actually bought consoles and not like weird shitty computers that showed 4 colors.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, I don't know how I feel about this Sonic. Like I said, I'm gonna buy it. It literally cannot. I refuse to believe that it can't be worse than Sonic Boom. Which there's reasons why Sonic Boom is terrible, but like
Dude,
I don't know.
nothing could be worse.
Somebody said it looks like Sonic put into the Unreal Engine, and yeah,
It's very much got that hire that guy vibes. Like somebody did it, and they hired that guy.
yeah, like the reason why Mario Odyssey works is because like Mario is a cartoon character, and the worlds he's going through are cartoon characters, and even when he's standing next to like the people in New Donk City, they are not so realistic to be like, what the fuck am I looking at? Like, the world is so much more detailed than Sonic in this. So, like, I just don't...
I don't know. If it doesn't have Open Your Heart, I don't want to play it.
Well, it's not gonna have that.
I know,
it's
I'm
probably
kidding.
not.
I'm kidding. I'm kidding. I
It
love that
will
fucking
probably
song,
have a Crush 40 song.
All right, let's do the state of play news.
Open your world!
I wanna fly high so I can reach. Sorry. Tails theme from Sonic Adventure. It's so good. State of play news. There's a lot here. I'm gonna go to the little stuff first. Bunch of new games announced. Tunic is coming to PlayStation. So that game is good now to the PlayStation fanboys. They hated it 2 months ago. Now it's good. New game called Eternites. Eternites. Looks kind of Persona E with Devil May Cry combat. I don't know. It's interesting looking game. Roller Drome, which looks like what was that? Sable? Was that the name of that game? Very stylized artwork.
Hand-drawn comic stuff.
Yeah, but this game you're like on roller skates shooting people, which is...
Is it like an arena game?
I don't know. It doesn't look like it's a multiplayer game.
Yeah.
So
I don't know then.
Oh, I thought it was a multiplayer game. I kind of hoped it was.
The video showed you shooting like NPCs, so I didn't think it was a arena game.
You're right. Yeah, because it was a robot that she was fighting against too.
Yeah.
So, okay.
Stray got a release date. That's the cat future exploration game. It's coming out in July. It will also be available in the new PlayStation PP.
I still don't know what that game actually is.
You're a cat. And you're exploring.
Okay.
Everybody on the internet loves it because you're a cat and you're exploring.
Yeah, but I mean, what's the objective? Find the mouse?
Exploring.
Apparently exploring.
Exploring.
As a cat.
Because you're a
As a
fucking
cat.
cat. You're exploring.
It's
I don't know.
funny,
The
'cause,
internet,
I have
the
a
internet
cat.
like latches onto some weird fucking games. I don't know, dude.
Yep.
Fuck. This game is going to be awesome because it's a fucking cat exploring. I'm like, okay. And then they show like this masterful like AAA $100 million game. Boy, that looks boring. Why? Because you're not a cat exploring.
over the shoulder third person shooter.
Oh, yawn.
Exactly.
Yawn.
Yeah.
But a cat exploring.
I don't know
That's
if you saw the
Yeah.
discourse yesterday. The internet blew up again yesterday because somebody said Killer Instinct didn't deserve to come back. Because nobody wanted
I did
it.
see that, and
Who said that?
So many people I know are pissed off about that. Like Paris, and I don't even know the podcast they do, but that
Kinda
dude
funny.
Paris and was it Kind of Funny people?
It's
okay.
it's the kind of funny Xcast. You know, their Xbox
okay.
podcast.
Oh, is Paris part of that now?
Yeah.
Gosh, oh man, I was listening to him a long time ago.
Yeah. And like he said, nobody wants Killer Instinct. And I'm like, what?
Who are you talking to? Yeah,
Like-
like I almost threw my phone. I was like, this dude done lost his mind.
And then people were like, Killer Instinct was never popular. I was like, motherfucker, were you not alive in
Right.
93?
No, he definitely
Maybe
was.
They weren't.
No,
Well, and
Paris
then the
Paris
one
is older
dude-
than me.
Yeah.
The one dude kept comparing it to Mortal Kombat, which I get, but he just kept, and I'm like, sir,
It's
there-
not
there
Mortal
is a
Kombat. No.
difference
No.
between the two. Like, you're doing the most. Like, anyway, go ahead. Sorry.
Yeah, I was like blown away by this because like one of the people that agreed with that statement also said bring back Skies of Arcadia. I'm like, hold on.
Well, hold on, Ken.
No,
wait a
I'm
minute
not
now.
saying it's
Hold on,
bad.
'cause
I'm
I
not
do
saying it's
want Skies of
bad.
Arcadia back.
But there's
Why
a
can't
lot
we
more
all just get
people.
along?
There's a lot more
That
people
guy.
that would want Killer Instinct back than Skies of Arcadia, and you cannot deny that.
I cannot
No,
deny
that's true.
it.
That's
but
true.
I
Yeah.
would love a new Skies.
I would love a new Skies
And
of
I would
Arcadia,
be there with him.
and I would love a new Legacy of Kain. You know,
Oh,
Yes.
well, yeah.
God, yes.
but
I don't know that I even want to keep talking about that because it just makes me sad. to
there
think
will
about.
be. I guarantee you, there will be a collection now that Embracer owns it.
I
almost
think,
guarantee
yeah.
it.
I think so. I want them to do it. And it's funny because when I read that, Ryan, you were the one I thought about. I was like, oh man, because he loves Legacy of Kain too. Like, I don't
do.
want another Raziel story. Like, I want them to focus back on Kain.
Agreed.
Like, oh my God, that character he's so good. Like,
So good. And so I've said it on the podcast before, but I'll say it again in case we have anybody that wasn't listening the last time I said it. If you haven't already and don't really understand the hype about the series, go on YouTube. There's you can find a compilation that's just Kane's dialogue from the first game, from Blood Omen, and just listen to it for a while. And you'll understand immediately why people are hyped about that series. The voice acting and the character acting in that very first game is what completely sold me on it immediately. And it only gets better as the series goes on. So, that's I would love for that series to make a comeback, but we'll see.
Yeah. I need him to call Simon Templeman. He's still out here.
Yes.
Like, he's still acting. Like, get it. Come on. Let's do it.
Also, Simon Templeton responsible for some of the best acting in the first Dragon Age as well.
Oh,
Yes.
yes.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
Yeah. I forgot about that.
You
Logan.
forget how good the acting in that first Dragon Age game is until you replay it.
So good. And actually, the prequel novel to that first game is actually really good as well.
All right.
Check that out.
More State of Play news. Callisto Protocol got a release date December 2nd. I don't believe it.
No longer attached to PUBG.
Yeah, it's no longer in the PUBG universe. We've got a renaissance of survival
good,
horror,
because
and I love
That's what I was worried about.
it. Yeah, because I would have cared.
Well, I mean, my thing was like, what the fuck does this have to do with PUBG? And they're like, it's part of the PUBG universe. I'm like, you're not going to bring people in that are playing PUBG. In fact, this might turn people off of playing it.
Yeah.
Like, just drop that part.
We hinted at it earlier, but Spider-Man and Miles Morales are the next PlayStation games coming to PC. Spider-Man is, I believe, in July or August, something. And then Miles Morales is later this year.
Excellent. It's a great idea.
Cut to the guy saying, "Oh fuck, I can't believe you've done this."
I hope it works for Steam Deck because I definitely would like to play Miles Morales on the go. I haven't got mine yet, but I mean, I want to get a Steam Deck.
I would assume it wouldn't be, right?
I don't know. It's a lot of different games are confirmed for Steam Deck. Some of them just run. Who knows?
You've played Miles, though, right, already, Terrence?
Oh, yeah. I got
Okay.
it on. Yeah. So good.
Both
Great
of those games
game.
are very, very good. They did a
are.
bunch of PSVR 2 stuff. They showed off the Horizon game, No Man's Sky coming to PSVR. I'll talk about that in a second. Walking Dead, which looked kind of bad. And then Resident Evil 8, so you can have Lady Dimitrescu stuck on your hand in VR now. That's what everybody was waiting on, right? Y'all fucking...
I'm sure there were some folks who were desperately waiting on that.
I mean, they've been trying to mod it for years, but I want to go back to No Man's Sky because this kind of confirms something I was afraid of. PSVR 2 is not backwards compatible with PSVR 1 games.
Yeah, see, that's messed up if that's true.
No Man's Sky is already on PSVR, so why would they announce another version of the
Wait,
game?
I see what you're saying. So that means they're going to have to release a whole nother No Man's Sky just for PSVR 2. Like,
Yeah.
Why though? What's the big deal here?
Well,
Yeah.
Yeah,
because,
that doesn't make any sense.
yeah, like if you can't play Astrobot on PSVR 2, that's fucked up.
Now, I'm wondering if it's because PSVR 2 has different tech, and so when they're announcing it, it's going to use aspects of that tech that it wouldn't be included if it was just the standard PlayStation VR version. That's
But wouldn't
the
there
reason why
just
they're
be an
specifically
update?
saying. Yes, but I think at this point in time they probably don't have a ton in the barrel for PSVR 2, and No Man's Sky is an easy win.
Dude, all I know is if you can't play PSVR 1 games on PSVR 2, that is a huge fucking miss.
Yeah, agreed.
I don't
Yeah.
think they're that stupid. I mean, the technology is generally the same. It's just I believe this has eye tracking in the next version. So
Well, we'll find out. They also didn't give any dates for these VR games, so who knows when it'll happen. Final Fantasy 16. We got a new trailer for that, and it's coming summer 2023, so haha to all the insiders who were like, yeah, it's coming out this year. Yo, fucking
Is that still
liar.
just a PlayStation 5 game?
PlayStation 5 and...
And
Did
PC,
they announce
I think.
PC? Or did they say
I thought
not?
they did.
I know it's at least on PlayStation 5 for a year or 2 years or something. I don't know. Who fucking knows?
I mean, at this point, are they ever going to go back? Because remake's never coming.
Yeah, we'll talk about
No,
that in a
I don't
minute.
think it is.
We'll talk about that in a minute. Last two. Capcom saved that state of play for me. Resident Evil 4 Remake out March 24th, 2023. It will have VR functionality for PlayStation, and the big thing, it's only on next gen.
I mean, it's about that time, right?
I mean, we should have been there already, but pandemic kind of
you
fucked that up.
cannot enter a store and buy the consoles.
This is
And
true.
before Ken says, "Well, we can just buy a Series S," that is not enough. When that is still not the primary console they are trying to sell you.
Hey, I don't disagree, but I mean,
Like that is a consistent issue. Like I can go into a store and buy a Switch, right? And I realize, well, there's a difference, but like that is still like it's the difference of like yeah, but like it is their current console and they're still selling games for it. There's a PS5, section of a Walmart, and there's no PlayStation 5s to buy. There's games that have Xbox Series S, but there's no Xbox consoles. Sometimes there's a Series S there, but like there is generally no consoles to buy the games in the shelf. So I'm assuming they're just sitting there forever.
yeah, I don't know. But again, that's also
Understand.
9 months away. So
Well, yeah.
9 months from now, I'm still not going to be able to find a PlayStation 5.
hey, Sony said this week that they're going to make them so that you can buy them. That's what they said this week.
Yeah, they
I'll
said that
believe it
multiple
when I see
times.
Yeah, I don't know. I honestly don't know. I know it's still very hard to get an X or a PS5. So finally, Street Fighter 6. They showed a whole bunch of stuff, and then a whole bunch of shit leaked.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I am super happy to see it's coming back to Xbox. That is awesome. Interestingly, though, it's only the Series consoles.
Oh, I was going to ask that. Thank you.
Yep.
I'm happy because I saw that picture. They said PS4, PS5, but then Series XS, and I was like, oh, wait. So it's not hitting old school Xbox One. All
No.
right.
The old VCR is finally done with Street Fighter. Oh,
Guess
wait, it
so.
never got one. Ha!
Never did, yeah. It's a shame.
Damn, Street Fighter skipped a whole fucking Xbox generation. That is crazy.
Yep.
Damn.
This one looks good though.
It looks
Like,
really good. Yeah.
It looks
Really
really
good.
good, yeah.
And
Let's
they
hope
seem
it
to have
actually
learned
has
their
Kuma.
lesson about single player content.
Yeah, there's
Right.
like a whole section for single player content. Like I saw that tweet, I was so excited. They're like, "Oh yeah, there's a whole hub for single player content." I was like, "Fucking thank you."
Really? That's
Yep.
cool. Okay.
Yeah,
Maybe an actual story mode this time. That'd be nice.
dude. Like, did you not see the like the walking through the streets?
Yeah.
Yeah, there's like an
I
open
thought-
world, and
I didn't realize that was for the story. I thought no, that was the thing at the end. I think the shot at the end, it looked like, if you remember, what was it? Dead or Alive 4, I think, when you would play online and it had where you could like run around in a hub, like you would pick a character and you could run
Oh
around.
yeah,
And,
like the
like,
shit
it
that
looked
Blaze
like-
Blue does now.
Yeah. It looked like maybe they were going to do that. Like, I think that Street Fighter trailer ended with like the dude standing and like looking at like it looked like a hub area. I don't know if that was a hint or if that was something to do with the story mode, but
Shit,
Any,
I don't
like,
know.
what's the confirmed characters?
Oh, dude, that leak was huge. There was like 20-something characters in there.
Okay, I definitely
Oh, I
haven't seen
didn't
that
know
leak
that.
then.
I didn't either.
Yeah, the
was
leak
Akuma on
Yeah.
the list? Just tell me that. Was Akuma there?
I think
Uh,
so.
I don't know. I don't remember seeing him.
Oh.
Here we
Anybody
go.
wanna bring
Looks
up
like
that
Street
leak
Fighter
list?
6 entire list leaked.
I'm sure Ken will make it.
Ken, they have, so a lot of this leaked list is from stuff that they've seen in the actual trailer.
Mhm.
And the leak of Ken, there is a leak with Ken in it, but he looks different.
There you go. There's the picture that was leaked of the supposed roster currently.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Oh,
we got
wow.
Ryu, Ken, Zangief. Is that Dawson?
That's Dalzim, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
E Honda.
Blanca.
Guile returns.
It's Charlie.
Guile.
That's
Charlie
Akuma.
Blanca.
Yeah. Carlos Blanca.
Oh yeah,
Carlos
there's Akuma.
Yeah,
Yeah.
DJ. Look at that.
yeah. King
Yeah,
of
DJ's
course.
a weird one because that character they showed off in the actual trailer, like the actual character that they showed in the trailer, he had a lot of DJ's moves, or at least very similar to DJ.
Like we got
You got some new characters in there as well.
yeah, the ones on the bottom look like all new characters.
Kind of, yeah. Like I don't recognize.
One
a
guy
lot
looks
of
like Adon a little bit, but it's not Adon. Jury is back. They really are pushing Jury.
Oh, yeah, it's because people are horny.
They haven't. They still not bringing back my boy
Well, he's never
Your
coming
boy
back.
Fuego?
El Fuerte.
Oh, Fuerte, that's his name. Fuego's the actual wrestler.
Yeah. And then Fago is the drink.
Which
True.
ICP drinks. So
Yeah, you got to be a juggalo for that.
see, this is 12 steps from Juggalo. That's what this contest is. Got like the 7 ways of Kevin Bacon. All right, so they translated the names in this article. So
Okay.
from left to right, you write Ken, Ryu, Zangief, Dalzim, E Honda, Blanca, Guile, Chun-Li. Second row, Cammy, DJ, Rashid, Jury, Ed, and Akuma. And the last row is Luke, Marisa, Jamie, Mimi, Lily, JP, Kimberly, and AKI.
Okay.
So those are your characters.
Gotcha. Looks like they're dropping a lot of the Street Fighter 3 characters.
That's what I was about to say. I was looking for the Street Fighter 3 character.
There's none.
Yeah, which
except
makes
for-
me wonder when in timeline it takes place.
That was my next question.
I'm assuming it's after 5 because you got Dalsim here with the beard.
With the beard,
Yeah.
yeah.
And when was the timeline on 5? I legit never played 5.
5 is the latest in the series,
No, okay, so it's timeline wise, it's the most recent in the series.
as far as I know. Street Fighter
Yeah.
4, I think, took place after or before 3.
Yes.
Mhm.
Dude, Ken's
Yeah.
character model looks like he lost all of his money in Bored Ape NFTs.
Maybe he did.
I mean,
He
that's
might have.
just what it looks like, dude. That's literally what his character looks like. He's got like that homeless jacket on and fucking, I don't know, man.
Oh, he is a rich dude.
Yeah, but maybe he lost all of his money. Maybe he lost all of his apes.
Yeah, maybe he did.
His bored apes.
I'm happy they changed Akuma's character model from 5 because I absolutely hate his look in 5.
They
This looks
made
better.
they made Ed very horny.
Brought Rashid back
Ed?
too.
Yeah, the second row next to Akuma,
Oh.
he was in 5.
Yeah, he was one of the new characters in 5.
Yeah, they like took his shirt off and like check out his pack.
Well, it did that to Ryu,
yeah.
too.
Yeah, well, Ryu is hot Ryu. He's always hot Ryu.
Hot
Yeah.
Dad Ryu.
Yeah.
Dad Ryu.
And they gave Cammy pants, so maybe they're not super horny. I don't know. Yeah.
No.
Well,
We'll see.
At least that.
I mean,
costume.
I
Yeah.
was gonna say give them like, I don't know, 6 months after the release of this, and you'll see her in the Jacko pose as a statue.
Oh, Jesus Christ. The Jacko pose needs to go away. God, I hate the internet. Y'all are fucking way too horny.
Yeah. I don't know. I'll play
very
it.
nice.
I'm a Street Fighter guy, so.
Yeah, but you didn't like 5.
Unfortunately, 5 left such a bad taste in my mouth, I never actually went back to it.
That's me. Like I got into it in 4 really, and then a friend put me on to 3, and I fell in love, and then I played 5, and I was like, ugh, what is this? Yeah.
5
So I'm
is-
hoping 6 brings me back.
I mean, for like 6 months there, I've said this a million times, but for 6 months after launch, you could not play a standard best out of 3 match against the CPU.
Didn't have an arcade mode either.
Yeah, and there was no arcade mode. There was no way to just say, I want to play against the CPU in a standard match of Street Fighter. Couldn't do it for 6 months.
Yeah. So, like, how do you practice if you're not online?
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't get it till they I think they gave it out on PlayStation because I played at a friend's house.
Oh,
But
yeah,
they gave it out on
already
PlayStation
fixed
Plus.
it by then.
Yeah, I think so I didn't have that problem. I didn't realize it was that broken.
Oh,
at
it was
launch. Jesus.
super bad at launch. Like, there was, like, no characters, no modes, no nothing.
The net
Yeah,
code was bad, too.
Yep.
I didn't even. Like I said, I don't even know that I booted the game up. I have it free on PlayStation Plus, Terrence, like you just said, but I don't even know that I booted it up.
Dude, I'll tell you the last time I booted it up, and I have, like, whatever that last Champion Arcade Edition is, supposedly unlocks everything.
Yeah.
Dude, there's still so many shopping carts in my game when I boot it up, and every single time, that game has the worst update system ever. So, if your game updates through the system, you know how like you'll get like a notification like, oh, we're downloading a patch, blah, blah, blah. Even after you download that, when you boot the game up, the game has to install the patch again. And it kicks
Nice.
you out of the menu and makes you sit there and watch it update it.
That's like the PlayStation 3 all over again.
Oh, it's awful. Like every time I go back to
Yeah.
play Street Fighter, I have to factor in 10 to 20 minutes to wait before I actually get to play it.
Yeah, I'm good.
God,
That
I
game
hope they
was-
fix all that. Jesus.
Yeah. So hopefully that's all gone in 6. All right. Last piece we have for today is the Xbox Showcase. It will be 1 week from today, so I am thinking we probably won't do a show next week because I'm going to want to watch that.
It's on Sunday?
Yeah, it's on Sunday.
Yeah.
What time?
Let's find out. Xbox Showcase 2022. Sunday, June the 12th at... Where's the fucking time? Fucking kidding me? 10 a.m. Pacific, so 1 p.m. Eastern.
Okay.
So, yep, I will probably be watching that next Sunday because C3.
How long is it?
They haven't
90
given.
minutes.
Yeah, they haven't given a specific time, but I think it's at least 90 minutes.
Oh, wow, okay.
So,
Yeah,
All
I
right.
thought, what's his name? Aaron Greenberg. I thought I saw something on, but it may be blending it together, but I thought I saw something where he said it was going to be 90 minutes long.
yep. Xbox always is a long showcase.
Yeah.
Usually
It's like their
filled with
default time.
usually filled with shit you don't want a lot.
Yeah.
So let's go. What's in it? Besides GoldenEye.
Who the fuck knows at this point?
More promises of games that are coming in the future from their studios that they have bought over the last 5 years. Thanks.
Additional Starfield information, I'm confident.
I think you see the
There
game.
will
finally.
be
I think we'll see
gameplay.
gameplay. Yeah,
Yeah,
I think
another-
we'll see gameplay
I
of
hope so.
Starfield.
That's going to be like a long
Fable
one.
teaser.
I'm kind of on the part where I don't think we see Fable at all.
I kind of don't think so. Yeah.
I don't think
I
they
don't think
have
so either.
anything, so it's one of those like,
Yeah.
we still acknowledge its existence. Like, all right.
I bet you we get a gameplay of Avowed.
Yeah.
Yeah. What about Perfect Dark? You think we'll see anything on Perfect Dark?
They won't even say the words Perfect Dark.
Yeah.
I bet you.
I don't even think Perfect
Jeez.
Dark is real at this point.
I mean, Crystal Dynamics is making it, so I believe it's real. I just don't think we see it.
I'm assuming we're going to get gameplay footage of that Redfall game.
I would hope so. That game was supposed to be out by now.
Yeah.
Yeah. I actually am looking forward to that, but I like vampires, as we learned earlier.
I hope it's good. Arcane Austin is a good studio, so.
Yeah. Yeah.
Is it
Everwild.
a multiplayer game?
It has multiplayer, but I don't know that it's necessary.
Okay. So is it like I'm playing Left 4 Dead, but with AI partners running around?
That's the vibe I got from it, but they swear up and down that's not what it is.
Did they not learn anything from Back 4 Blood?
Oh, you mean Back 4 Blood, that game that everybody's playing?
Yeah.
Let's
I got
just-
into that for
Which-
like a
which-
week and then I
which-
stopped.
Which game are we talking about?
Redfall.
Redfall.
Oh, that one that hurt me when I was like, and here's the new game from, and then they're like, and there's multiplayer, and I went, oh. It's immersive sim multiplayer. Yeah, those things don't really
Yeah.
collide well.
I don't know how I feel. See, the nice thing about Xbox games is I don't have to pay for them to try them out. So
Right. Yeah.
True story.
It's not me on
If
Game
it's-
Pass.
if it sucks, then it just sucks. So whatever.
So, aside from GoldenEye, will they have anything in this showcase that is guaranteed to come out this year?
I was going to
Forza.
say that. Thank you, sir.
Forza
Really?
8?
Forza
8?
8. Forza Motorsport 8. That's my guess for their only game they have this fall.
That is horrible. if
Oh,
that's the
100%.
case.
It's horrible. It is.
Man, I don't.
I mean, they lost their two
Uh-huh.
big games. The two games they were banking on being the pillars of their Game Pass push this fall are gone now.
Was Back 4 Blood this year?
No, that was last year.
Was that last
That
year?
was, yeah.
That was last year.
That
So
wasn't really theirs anyways, so.
no, but and I know what Drew's kind of getting at here is like they need a big third-party Game Pass game.
Yeah.
And the question is,
Yeah.
what is it?
Dude, I don't. It's not Elden Ring.
I could see
No.
Elden Ring in February of 2023 in Game Pass.
Yeah, but not this year.
Not this year, but I definitely see it eventually making it into Game Pass.
They need something big.
Dude, there's
I
not a
think
lot.
it's too late for Dying Light 2.
Is there going to be a new Assassin's Creed
No.
this year?
No.
Okay.
Yeah, no. They've got that hub game coming.
Ubisoft's been extremely quiet lately.
Yeah,
They're really trying to get bought.
I think.
Yeah.
I
Well, they
think
were.
the next Assassin's Creed will be at this showcase.
Mm,
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if they're ready to show it yet. They
I mean,
may
that's like
give
over
like
a
a
year
teaser
away.
about it.
uh,
Yeah.
I don't know that you see that there. I'm gonna give you a crazy one. We're gonna see the Bear and the Bird. I don't know in what form, but we're gonna see the Bear and the Bird.
I
Bring it
hope
back.
it's
We're bringing
it's
back
just-
Project Spark, and we're going to have the Bear and the Bird in it.
I was gonna say it's just the vehicle building from Nuts.
Ugh.
I feel like it's time. I feel, and unfortunately, this falls under Anthony's problems of like, here's another game that we're going to show you that we ain't going to release for 2 years. But I feel like the Bear and the Bird make an appearance.
Yeah. I'm looking at 2022 games, and I'm not seeing a lot you can bring to Game Pass.
The one everybody points to is Gotham Knights, but I just don't see that happening.
Nah.
Not
It
unless
could.
Not unless Microsoft ends up buying Warner Brothers at some point.
Let's be honest. I said it last week. I'll say it here, or maybe a couple weeks ago. I can't remember. Gotham Knights really does make me think of Dark Alliance.
Yeah, I know it does.
Not in
me
a
too.
good way, I'm assuming.
No, not that
No.
Dark Alliance. The bad Dark Alliance.
Yeah, that's what
Yeah.
I mean.
And
It's
Dark
not
Alliance was
bad.
launching.
Oh, I got
It's
one.
not bad. And so wait, hold on. I'm glad though that I've got Terrence on the podcast here to back me up, because I keep talking about how excellent all the characters are in Dark Alliance based on the novels.
Yep.
And now I actually have somebody on the podcast that can back me up on that.
Yep.
No, I believe you.
Who is the drizzle?
Who is the drizzle?
Who is the drizzle?
Oh God.
No,
I hate this. All right, I can't sit through drizzle one more time.
No, I got one for you. I'm gonna pull this out. So Sony had Street Fighter, right, at their State of Play?
Yep.
Microsoft, Mortal Kombat 12.
I could see that.
It's time.
See that too.
It's time.
It is time.
It's the 30th anniversary of Mortal Kombat.
Oh, is it?
It is the 30th anniversary. Ed Boon has said that there is more coming for the 30th anniversary of Mortal Kombat. I say we get the Mortal Kombat 12 trailer announcement there. I'm not saying it's exclusive. I'm saying we see the announcement there. We also get a collection of like 1 through 3 remastered on new consoles.
So I'm looking at games that are coming out this year.
If we're being honest and they haven't announced this stuff, I really think what's going to end up happening is Phil Spencer's going to come out and says, our friends at NetherRealm, we really like them a lot. We like them so much we fucking bought them.
And they're making Killer Instinct.
Oh, God.
They're
Oh,
only
my God.
making
Killer Instinct versus Mortal Kombat.
Oh!
That would, that's the one. That's the one.
That's a mic drop. He could just walk off stage after that and be like, I'm done.
Yep.
Half the
Roll
people
credits.
would be like, what the fuck is Killer Instinct?
Shut up, Anthony.
No. And we've partnered with Sega.
I could see Sonic coming to Game Pass if it drops this year.
I was actually thinking Saints Row.
Saints Row's a good one.
Yeah.
That's the only one I could think of where it's like, it's a big enough series, it's not owned by anybody.
It's Embracer, right?
Yeah, well, yeah, but it's not like owned by anybody that's in like that Microsoft wouldn't be able to get a hold of, right?
Sure.
It's not the biggest series, but it's big enough. It's like, yeah, that's kind
That's
of
a
the
pretty
game.
big get for the fall of like, hey, if you have Game Pass, you can just play Saints Row.
Yeah, that's what
Yeah.
I mean. But it's also not like, whoa, I can't imagine this. How did they pull it off? It's like, it's not that.
Microsoft has
would say.
enough money, and they need Game Pass games. They really need some big fall, because otherwise Game Pass, I mean, we saw that, you know, I know it's not norm of everybody, but we saw that big, like, oh, everybody's dropping off of Game Pass because Starfield got delayed, so.
Yeah, so speaking of Starfield getting delayed, I do wonder, and I know they're not ready to show anything on it yet, but I do wonder if based on the fact that, you know, Bethesda, unfortunately, their big game that was supposed to come out this year is delayed, I wonder if they'll at least give, and it probably wouldn't be in footage, but I wonder if they'll at least give some information about the next Elder Scrolls, where it's going to take place, where it takes place in timeline.
Yeah.
Something to sort of whet people's appetites.
I mean, but that
They'll
game's
talk.
got
They'll definitely talk about it.
that game's got to be, what, 4 years away? 5 years
At
away?
least, but
At least
I mean,
4.
they could at least tell us what the setting of the game is. Like,
I just think that's too far away for Microsoft to be banking
Going
on
back
that.
to Daggerfall.
What else is
It's a
Bethesda
house,
actually
but
going
it's
to
the nicest
show?
house.
What is Bethesda going to show at the showcase with Redfall and Starfield being delayed? Like, what else do you show?
It's got to be new stuff.
Quake.
Contraband. Isn't that them?
No, that's
Avalanche.
Avalanche. Yeah.
Oh, okay. I thought that
Ooh,
was...
ooh. We're partnering with Rockstar Games. We're bringing you Agent.
No, nobody's bringing you Agent. Now you're just being dumb.
No, it's bad.
Man, they can partner with them and bring Max Payne 4, though. And drop that.
I don't think we see Max Payne 4, because aren't they remaking 1 through 3 and working on Alan Wake and working on Control 2 and working on something the fuck else? Jesus.
I'm
Well, but
looking at.
That wasn't Remedy that did 3.
Yeah, Remedy doesn't have...
Yeah, but they're working with
the rights to Max
Rockstar.
They're
Payne
working
anymore.
with Rockstar.
They're working
yeah.
with Rockstar to remake
Oh.
those games, yeah.
Gotcha.
Fucking
looking
Indiana
at-
Jones.
Oh, yeah, I forgot about Indiana
I heard a
Jones.
rumor that game is all first person.
I mean, that would make
Ew.
sense from Machine Games.
Terrence, did you say ew?
Yes, I don't
Yes,
want
he
a
did.
first-person Indiana Jones game.
I mean,
The
what
whole,
if you
the
can
whole
win
point is that you're playing as Indiana Jones.
I hope he's super quiet too. Like it's just there's no voice out of him.
You can just see the brim of his hat in first person.
That's where the heads-up display stuff is.
Yeah, it's on the
First
bottom of his
person
hat.
whip action.
Hell yeah, first person whip action.
Oh, it's even worse. It's even worse than the 3D Castlevania games. The whip.
Hey, everybody was pissed when Cyberpunk was announced for first person, but it worked.
It worked.
You know what it did?
Yeah,
It did.
The game didn't, but hey, first person worked just
Hey, it
first
worked when
person
it was
worked,
finally
right.
complete, 2 years after it launched, but whatever.
Yeah, I was gonna say they've got it in a good spot now.
Yeah.
I'm looking at, oh my god, there's so many games that are announced but not out yet. Or not,
How do we not
yet.
see Grounded 1.0? How have we not seen Grounded 1.0 yet?
Yeah, I know.
I bet we see
so
that.
much crap.
I bet you get a date for Grounded 1.0.
It probably
'cause,
drops
they
that
just had
day.
a patch not too long ago.
I bet it drops that day. They're like, oh, you can play Grounded 1.0
Probably.
now.
There's,
Well,
Oh, well.
Yeah, is anybody that's not playing Grounded already in early access going to be interested in Grounded 1.0?
No.
no.
I've been
no.
waiting for like 1.0, but I'm probably just gonna start it in beta
Yeah,
now.
we've played it, my wife and I, because we like those, like the Ark,
It's
those
a good
survival
game.
games. It's not bad.
If
It's
you
good.
wish.
Yeah, it's
Arc 2 will be there.
With Vin
yeah,
Diesel,
Arc
Vin
2.
Diesel's
with
Arc
Vin
2.
Diesel.
Vin Diesel talking about family.
Yep.
This is my dinosaur family.
Hey, my kid and his friends love some Ark. So
We'll never boot that game up ever.
So I'm looking at releases still, and Marvel's Midnight Suns maybe.
I heard they were retooling that because everybody was pissed about the cards.
All right, maybe not.
I thought they just said the
realize that
release
was-
date, though. Didn't they say the release date was October 6th? Like they just announced that?
I didn't see anything new. Maybe they did. I don't know. I just heard that they were retooling it because the card stuff turned so many people off.
System Shock maybe.
Oh, Night Dive partnering with Microsoft? I mean, they've done most of their games on...
To release into like Game Pass.
I mean,
That'd be nice.
But that would also mean that, Night Dive actually finished System Shock 2, which I don't believe is ever going to happen.
What? No, this is a remake of the first game.
First game.
Yeah,
not
but
second.
haven't they been doing that for like
Kickstarted
fucking
that.
ever?
Yeah, but they
it's been a
restarted
while.
because I backed that on Kickstarter.
Haven't they
They
released
finally
like
told
12
us-
games since then?
I mean, most of it is like
Remakes?
other people. There's a main studio, and then there's like a bunch of like solo works. Because like I know that they team up with like a couple of other people that do game preservations, and they just publish it. Where was it? There was one that I saw, and I was like, "Oh, what? Has The Witcher already been on? Witcher 3 already been on Game Pass?
Yes,
Yes.
twice.
Yeah.
Damn, because that's coming out for the Xbox Series X.
Was Cyberpunk on Game Pass yet?
No.
No.
Maybe they say that's coming to Game Pass.
I can see that.
I don't know if that's a big grab.
It is
'cause
now
they're
that
still
it's
working
fixed.
uphill. Yeah, they still have a lot to
and the
overcome.
next gen version's out now.
Mm-hmm. I think that's a pretty good get for Game Pass, but it's not
I agree.
it's not going to get subscribers coming in. It's just going to keep subscribers, I think.
You
How
know
about
what
this? How about the new Jedi Fallen Order game?
That's next year.
Is it next year? I
That's
thought they said it
next-
was this year.
No, it's
Oh.
next year, and it won't be day one in Game Pass because it's EA, so EA will put it on EA Play probably about 2 months after launch.
I got you.
the one I'd say like, oh, this is a I was like, oh yeah, this would have been a grab, except that it's not happening now, maybe at all. And I guess seeing as how we're at the end of news is a good way to go out. I would say the Prince of Persia: Sands of Time remake, but
That got delayed.
that got
Yep.
maybe delayed, maybe canceled.
I'm gonna give you
Yeah.
a Game Pass game, and I know everybody's tired of hearing it, but this is my last time. This is the last time I'm gonna bring these up. Microsoft finally puts Final Fantasy VII Remake and Persona 5 into Game Pass. It's the last time I'm gonna say it. If it doesn't happen here, I'm just assuming it's never happening.
That would be huge. Like that would I think secure their fall, honestly.
Honestly,
Yeah.
I would have not even brought this up, but I don't know if you saw the little thing floating around this week that those two games were removed from the PlayStation exclusives section on the PlayStation Store.
Yeah.
So-
I did not.
Persona 5's a big one.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it definitely is.
I mean, it's an old-ass game at this point. We forget how old that game is, but Persona has never been on these new Xboxes.
With the exception of the fighting games.
Yeah, and even they didn't get the remakes.
Yep.
So,
I could see that. I could see that happening.
I mean, we finally, it's not like Final Fantasy VII Remake couldn't use a boost. It's been how long since they've talked about that game? And putting it on Game Pass, I'm sure Microsoft gave them a huge check for that if it does happen.
Oh, I'm sure.
So,
Yeah,
Square Enix
that
don't
would
give a
be
shit
big.
about nothing but money. So,
That's yep.
I don't know.
Please buy this statue of Tifa in a compromising
Oh,
position.
for God's sakes.
In a compromising position.
Dude, that statue is fucked up. I don't even want to remember
It is! It's so wrong!
It is. It makes me so sad that that's what they devolved Tifa to, because Tifa is bad ass, and y'all just go make a statue of her just in a compromise.
Whatever you do, if you see Tifa trending on Twitter, do not click it.
Gotcha.
Probably a good idea.
Don't click it. Because people on
It's
the
a shame.
internet are gross.
True story.
What other games they got they're not going to show?
Everwild. They're not going to show.
No, there's no
Everwild.
fucking way Everwild is there. No way. What about that Gears collection? I think that shows.
They could show
Oh,
that.
the Marcus Phoenix thing.
Yeah.
I thought that was a rumor. Like that's
do
what
we
people
even
wanted.
freaking need that though? They already
No, we
remade
don't.
them once.
Well, we don't, but it's something that they could put a thing on and say, hey, you can play these games.
Again, even though
Again.
you already own them.
Hey, you can play these games. I don't know why you would. Everything's brown.
I have two different
Play
versions of
5.
the original Gears of War.
I do too.
I mean, we'd all
Just
probably
forget-
boot it
they-
up though,
they're-
'cause
they're
it's
like-
on Game Pass. So
Yeah.
They just power you through. They just power you through the first 3 games. And we're like, yep, alright, now you can play the fun ones. Go on.
I liked all those games except for. No, I liked all of
Judgment.
them. Judgment was
Judgment.
okay. It was just different.
Yeah,
People,
I like
People
them
Can
all.
Fly is not a good studio anymore.
Eh,
They made Painkiller, they made Bulletstorm, and that was it.
They've been working on a million games since then, but none of them come out.
No, they worked on Outriders as them.
Yeah, it is.
Is that you're right. That is People Can Fly. That game
Yes,
was
it is.
fine.
That
It's
game
fine.
was not fine. That game is not good.
I like
That
that
do-
game just fine.
But my point is that they were like, oh yeah, they make really great games. Do they though?
I didn't say they make great games. They make
Yeah,
good Game Pass
they don't
games.
anymore. They make you make Game Pass games.
I mean, that's what Outriders is. It's a great Game Pass game. It's not a great game.
It's a wannabe Destiny.
I don't even know if
It's not anywhere any close to Destiny.
No, it's definitely not that good.
Well, I just mean in terms of, quality.
Yeah,
I mean, it was trying to be like a Destiny, though.
yeah, kinda. I don't know what the fuck that game was trying to be. It was
I like that. What was that failed game from BioWare?
Anthem.
fucking
Anthem
Anthem, dude.
was-
Listen, as a game, Anthem is better than Outriders.
Yes,
I'll give you that.
this man speaks the truth.
I'll give you
Yes,
I would
Anthem
save
had
neither
so
from
much-
a fire.
Well,
That
I hate
well,
to tell you this,
It
but
had so
Outriders
much
is still
potential.
being played.
True, but I'm sure there's still some people playing Anthem. Consider it was like $2 recently.
I mean, maybe.
Have they pretty much dropped all support for Anthem at this point?
Dude, they dropped it a long time
yeah,
ago.
they have.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
been
they
been dropped.
said yeah, it was a couple of years ago. I think before the pandemic, actually, they were like, yeah, we're done, because they were going to retool it and
Yeah.
relaunch like a 2.0 thing, and then they were
And
like,
they went,
nah, we're done.
They canceled
Yeah,
that
yeah.
retooling. They're like, nah, fuck it, nobody cares.
Yeah, you know what? We took a good long look at it, and then we realized, what the fuck are we doing?
There's 7 current players right now.
Exactly.
I got
yeah,
one.
like the flying and stuff in that game was so good though. But go ahead, sorry.
It was.
No,
I agree
mean,
with you.
it's great. What are you doing with it?
Yeah,
That's
but
what-
really, it just that's what it boiled down to.
Play
You
play shitty version of Lost Planet.
I got
Void.
one. Overwatch 2 beta.
Fuck.
I mean, it's possible, I guess.
The console beta has not happened yet.
I understand that, and it probably
Actually-
will be there and show that.
Yeah, that's really likely considering they're about to buy them. So yeah, that actually makes a lot of sense.
And that game will be day one in Game Pass because they'll be bought before that game comes out for sure.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah.
Which means I don't have to pay for it. I can just play it. Although, truthfully, when Overwatch 2 launches this year, it's not going to be for pay anyway. They're just replacing the first game because the PvE stuff is not going to be available when it launches this year.
What?
So,
I did not know that.
Yeah.
Then I'm
What?
not going to buy it.
they made
I
a
was
statement
buying
about
it
that a
for
few weeks ago.
PvE.
We talked about it on the show, Drew. Maybe it's one of those days you weren't here.
I might not have been there, but I haven't even seen that. I don't follow Overwatch anymore. But
Yeah, so they've pushed the PvE back to get Overwatch 2 technically, using finger quotes, out this year. So, and Overwatch 1 will just become Overwatch 2 with the new 5v5, and all the changes, and the new characters and the maps and all that stuff.
So it's just an update.
It will be basically a client change at some point.
Which is what they should have done to begin with. Like, seriously, what was this not what we all said?
Of course that's what we all said.
Just update the freaking game, call it Overwatch 2 if you want to, and then release, I don't know, for $30, you can do the story mode thing.
I'm sure that's what will happen at some point, is they'll release like a story mode PvE add-on that you don't have to buy. But yeah, I bet you we get a beta for that, and then maybe a release date for the game. Maybe like Overwatch 2 goes live in like September or some shit. I don't know. I don't know if I want to play a beta though, because I don't know if when it changes, if I would want to go back.
Plus, you've been a beta tester for Overwatch for 5 years.
6.
6 now.
And Drew, if that's a beta, it's been the best beta of all time. I love that game.
That game is good. We played it hardcore when it first came out for a couple of years actually.
I did
But
5
then
years of it.
it just got to be like people with their what do they call them? Not Nerf accounts, but their Smurf accounts.
Smurf accounts.
And it just became the most. And then you get like 6, 7 L's in a row, and I'm like, nah, we're good. So I was going to go back to Overwatch when the sequel came out because of the PvE stuff, but damn, guess I'm waiting.
Dude, you can tell within like 30 seconds of a match. Yep, that's a Smurf. That's a Smurf. That's a Smurf.
Oh, yeah.
That one's not.
Yep.
Because he's a fucking idiot. And it's just like, why am I doing this? I just quit. I was like, dude, I can't.
Yep, that's why we stopped. Because my whole family played it. Like, we all played Overwatch. Like, I had a whole comp team. Like, we had 6 people. Like, and like we all were like, nah, we're done. Like, it just, yeah.
I feel like I look at that game every day and I'm like, I can't quit you.
No, that's.
I just broke 2,100 hours in that game.
Crazy.
Wow.
Crazy.
Yeah, you the man. Jesus.
12,000 matches I think I've played. I think it's my total.
I think between PC and Xbox, I have at least over 1,000 hours.
That's what I'm saying is like everybody who's like, wow, we didn't play it that long. You motherfuckers played for like years. Like that's more than most games live in their entirety.
Yeah. No. That is the most played game I've ever played and more than likely will be forever the game that I played the most of.
I will never play another game as much as I played this one, especially considering Drew, I played 6 hours of it yesterday.
Dude, I can't do that anymore. I can only take a beating so many times.
Dude, I was winning. My open queue rank is like 2,800 right now. I'm all good.
And we all played the original crap. All the stuff that they have changed, quote, for the better, none of us actually play that. I want to play 6v6. I don't want to play 5v5. I want to play open queue because you don't want to sit around and wait for 10 hours trying to get into a match with the other queue.
I mean, if you're trying to run DPS, sure. But tank and healer, I never wait longer than a minute.
I know that, but dude, how many tanks and healers are there in the game? You just get sick of playing the same thing over and over again.
Hey, they moved one of the
That was my
DPS.
thing.
They moved one of the DPS to tank for Overwatch 2.
I know that.
Oh, Doomfist.
Doomfist is a fucking tank now, and I'm like, what is happening?
I saw some footage of that, and I'm like, he doesn't play like a friggin' tank.
Well,
No.
he can't one-shot you anymore either, so that's nice. There is nothing worse than getting into... Anybody who's played Overwatch will tell you there's nothing worse than getting into a game with a Smurf Doomfist.
Yeah.
Holy shit, that
That's-
game is the most unfun shit you will ever do.
What's the one thing
Yeah.
we used to always say? Oh, there's a Doomfist. He's either the best player in the world
Or the
he
worst.
sucks.
Yep. Same with Widow.
Yep.
Yep.
Oh, God, I still love that game. Okay, anything else for the Xbox Showcase?
Dude, who knows at this point?
I certainly
You know
don't.
what? I find it interesting. Well, not really interesting, but Itagaki reappeared on Twitter here recently. Maybe he gonna show up at the Xbox Showcase.
Ninja
Do
Gaiden
something for them.
4?
Yeah, I mean,
They
I'd
just
be
released
down.
They just released all those Ninja Gaiden games on Game Pass too.
They did, didn't
Mhm.
they? Huh. Maybe
Yeah,
maybe
that could be
Microsoft
something.
made a deal with Koei Tecmo. It's like, hey, can we get Ninja Gaiden back? Itagaki will make it. We'll pay for it.
God, I hope that happens.
That'd be
Oh,
awesome.
man.
It's just Devil's Third, but with forgotten characters.
This man is dead. Bang.
See bird, shoot the bird. Oh fuck. Devil's Third is coming to Xbox Game Pass exclusive.
Iron the Bird hurt.
Ah, shit, but it's only the multiplayer.
Oh, thank you, Jesus. Oh,
That's all
God.
that came to PC.
Oh, that game was so bad. That
You know-
multiplayer. Oh.
You know what? I don't think it. Never mind.
Oh, come on. That's where we have the fun stuff that never happens.
I know it's not and it's not going to happen. Although I guess it's possible. So, do you remember when they put Octopath Traveler in Game Pass?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
It was a stealth drop that even Square Enix didn't announce.
Yes. So, what would be a great game to put into Game Pass, and would be personally exciting to me, but I think it has probably a 0.1% chance of happening, is if they show some footage of the Dragon Warrior 3 or Dragon Quest 3 2.5D remake and announce that it'll be Game Pass day one.
That would be good. They
Right
did
now,
get a
I
couple.
want to say
I
that
would
was.
play that.
I want to say though, like Live Alive, sorry, and I want to say it's Nintendo Switch only. Announced,
Yeah, but-
anyways, right now.
I don't think the 2.5D remake was announced as Switch only. Maybe it was.
I don't remember if they announced the specifics or not. I do know that Microsoft did get Dragon Quest Builders and Dragon Quest 11 into Game Pass, so it's not
Right.
unreasonable, I guess.
Yeah, possibly.
Yeah, I mean those are big gets. I mean we just got that Ayuden Chronicles, and we're getting that Suikoden spiritual successor into Game Pass, and Microsoft is getting more Japanese stuff. I mean they got freaking Danganronpa in there, so
Yeah.
it's not unbelievable that we could see it. Yeah, I still don't understand the Octopath Traveler Shadow drop that Square Enix literally... I'm not even kidding with this. They literally never put out a press release for that drop.
Yep.
And you know that game is still not on PlayStation?
I did know that, yes.
That is so weird. Why is it not on PlayStation?
I don't
Maybe
know.
that's why they didn't say anything, because Square Enix is super close to PlayStation. They didn't want to comment on the Xbox release since it's not on their buddies' systems. They were like, nah, we're just going to just ignore this, and maybe the Sony people won't say nothing. I don't know. That situation is weird.
I don't understand Square Enix at all. Like, it feels like it's being run by a bunch of just monkeys. I don't know, dude. It's just... None of it makes
Yeah.
any sense.
I mean, because there's so many Xbox fans that I just want Final Fantasy 14 on Xbox. Like,
There's a
can
lot
we
of people that
can
want
we have that.
There's a lot of people that want
Jesus.
remake, you know, and it's like, and then Square Enix goes and sells off, like, those people to embrace her for, like, nothing.
Yeah.
For, like, no money.
They only want to do things. They only want to have things that they can sell merch off of. Like, they can't
Fantasy
put.
and Kingdom Hearts.
Yeah.
Well,
They
as
can't-
someone that just bought a Dragon Quest mouse pad, they can sell me some Dragon Quest merch.
They need to sell more Dragon Quest stuff. They need to more slimes. God damn it, more
Yeah.
slimes.
You didn't buy a booby mouse pad, did you?
No, it's a giant mouse pad that has like different things from the first 4 Dragon Quest games on NES.
Gotcha.
So it's got like
Then the wrist rest is shaped like a slime.
it doesn't have a wrist rest.
Oh.
It's just a big
It's not.
flat.
It's not just a
mouse pad.
redone booby pad, but the 2 boobs are just
Slimes.
Dragon Quest slimes.
No, that would be a good idea, I guess. But
Man.
Repurpose all those booby mouse pads.
Yeah, just cover those over, guys. But yeah, like they don't like things that they can't just monetize the hell out of, and Tomb Raider would have been a bad luck in the Jacko pose, you know?
Oh,
Like,
Jesus Christ.
Man, that thing is so fucked up. Like,
Anything in the Jacko pose is fucked up. I'm sorry.
it was one thing
Can
when
you
the
imagine
internet
any
did it.
other company releasing something like that?
They should put Duke Nukem in the Jacko pose.
Oh God!
That's what I'm talking about.
And when
Got buns of steel.
yeah, and he's got a button that you can press, and it says "blow it out your ass."
Yeah. I'd be down for that.
Then it just falls up with the Duke Nukem thing.
Oh, Ryan, if I had that mouse pad, all I would do is try to navigate through the trees. I mean, for real, with my mouse.
It's a giant mouse pad.
That is a big
it's
mouse
a giant mouse pad. Yeah,
I'm just
it's
glad-
huge.
There is slimes on it.
Oh yeah,
I mean, you
yeah,
couldn't
and
do
the
that without
cart
flying.
from Dragon Quest 4. Yep.
Alright. I don't have anything else for the Xbox showcase. I'm wondering, so I forgot that Keeley's thing is on Thursday, so maybe some of this stuff that we were guessing, like Mortal Kombat and Overwatch and stuff like that, maybe that happens on Thursday.
Yeah.
So I don't know what's happening at Keeley's thing. You know Keeley's gonna have some big stuff though. You know it. So
Yeah.
I
I don't.
if he would really want to embrace himself,
he would get bought by Embracer.
he would walk out dressed as Dorito Pope.
The way that it comes out is in a puff of smoke, but the smoke is orange colored.
Yeah.
And he walks out with a bag of Doritos upside down on his head. And
Yep.
then he starts spreading holy water, but it's Mountain Dew.
But he's humming like they do in the Catholic Church when the Pope comes in.
Yeah, but it's just a Halo theme.
Yeah. Mountain Dew.
He's too professional for that. But like, you know, if you had somebody who had, you know, who
Any
didn't
sense
give a
of humor?
shit, yeah, any sense of humor. In the heyday of Attack of the Show, I could see Kevin Pereira doing that.
You know, I respect Keeley, but he truly doesn't have like a sense of humor. He's always up there like, well, what do you guys think? Are you excited?
Ooh! Put the Doritos Pope hat on.
You gotta have respect. The man is a hustle for sure. Like
He definitely.
but,
Yeah,
like, you
I
could
don't
do
like
that.
him, but I respect his hustle.
Yeah.
Like,
You could do that and be funny still.
he could, but
He
he doesn't
could.
have the personality
He could.
for being funny though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Man, I want to
very
just
stiff.
Now I want to do like a showcase and just be like walk out with the Doritos bag on.
You know, I don't want to be mean to
No.
anybody, but you want to know who does the stiffest press conferences? Limited Run.
Oh,
Holy shit.
I don't think I've ever seen one of theirs.
Dude,
I don't.
it
Yeah,
I'm
is.
it's
trying to
pretty
think. I
rough.
don't think I did either.
Oh my god,
It's
it's
rough.
so drab. Oh wow.
I mean, I'm not surprised when they have opened up a retail store. You know, the things that don't really exist anymore.
More? Yeah.
yeah. Oh, no,
Then
I
you
watched.
got Devolver, who is basically a Tim and Eric sketch.
Dude, they're
Yes.
having Suda51 as a mecha dude this year. I don't know if you saw that video, but he's out there promoting it. It looks so good. Don't forget, No More Heroes coming to Xbox and PlayStation this fall.
Yeah.
I'll suck at it there.
Wait,
too.
all of them or the third one? Because
All
I've
of
never
them.
played the. Oh, sweet.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah, they're all
awesome.
coming.
They're all coming to Xbox and PlayStation this fall. So, yeah, there's so many things that get announced I forget about until they fucking show back up.
Yeah.
There are too many
that's
video
usually-
games, dude.
Yep.
Holy shit. Alright, I got one tweet and then we'll get out of here. Shogun says, Street Fighter looks odd. After everything they did with the last one, the game is going to be a big wait and see, but I'm happy that it's coming to all systems.
Yeah, they changed the art style of it. It looks a little bit more realistic.
They also went back to the hip-hop feel from 3.
Yeah.
Like, it definitely has a hip-hop kind of culture vibe going on, which I think is cool. I like that about 3. So.
Well, and the paint, it's got the sort of the paint aesthetic instead of the ink aesthetic that the 4th one had.
Yeah, I saw that.
And the paints, I think, kind of, it's a relatively popular aesthetic right now. So
feels like fucking Splatoon spilled into Street Fighter.
Yeah.
Yeah, a little bit. That's what it looks like.
As a professional wrestling fan, the major professional wrestling organizations can't get enough of stuff that looks like it's splattered with colored paint. Between Dynamite and NXT, they both have the splattered paint motif.
Dude, that's some like straight up like early 90s shit to me.
NXT's definitely is. I know what you're talking about. I know the aesthetic, the early 90s splattered
yeah, the
paint
like
aesthetic
fucking
you're talking about.
hypercolor t-shirts and shit,
Yeah.
dude. Holy cow, that was such an aesthetic back then.
Spray paint was everywhere.
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh man, I remember those days.
I mean, wasn't the DX symbol spray paint?
Yes, it was.
Yeah, it was. Man, that was back when I actually watched wrestling. I haven't watched,
I was watching some of that shit on Peacock, like classic matches and shit.
I'm going to throw it out there because I do it every E3. Rocksteady Games.
Oh, God damn it. Rocksteady hasn't even finished the game they're working on. Stop it.
I know. Rocksteady Games makes a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles game. Do it.
Hold on. Do I have to do it for
Killer Instinct?
No, well, Killer Instinct already happened. I made that happen. I want you to know that was me, all me, 100% me.
Force that into existence.
Yeah.
You know what could be announced, and I don't think logistically it's possible based on what these guys are also working on. But fuck, if I wouldn't love to see them announce a new Jade Empire.
Yeah.
Yes. Oh man.
You know what they could do? I know they're not working on it. I know they're working on something right now. Obsidian made Jade Empire.
Dude, Obsidian ain't got no free studios.
I know that, but I'm just saying Obsidian would be a good replacement
3 games
for BioWare.
they're working on.
It's rumored to be 4.
What's the 4th one?
The remake of New Vegas.
Oh, Jesus. Alright, so there's potentially 4 games that studio's working on.
Yeah, they're not going to be doing any more games. But
I don't care.
I can't go in E3 without saying that Conquer returns, right? I can't.
Well, I mean, it's not as if they're not desperate for some friggin' properties, so...
Give me a HD remaster of Live and Reloaded and I'd be happy.
Yeah, that game's good.
I'd be okay with that.
Even the multiplayer in that game was surprisingly good.
Yeah, update it for the new generation and turn it back on so we can play it online. I'd play that. Alright, that's it. As I said, I don't think we'll be on next week. Maybe we'll do like a follow-up show after all the news, because there's a ton of news coming next week, so maybe we'll do like a late Sunday or Monday night show. I don't know yet. We'll see. We'll see what everybody's schedules look like. Schedules. But that's it for this week, so I'm going to run through. If you want to follow us on Twitter, I got more names to go through this time. I'm at ZTGD. Drew is at DML Fury. Ryan is at Wombat RP. Anthony's a complacent robot. Terrence, you're at Lord Magnus, but you have numbers in your name, you son of a bitch.
Just a 0 for the O in Lord. Just
Okay.
a 0.
Just a 0. You can follow the site at ZTGD Content. Also, check us out. The podcast is at N4G Podcasts. Emails, shoot them to us, podcasts at ZTGD.com. Drew, Phoenix Down.
Yes. AI, the Somnium Files, will be back in 2 weeks. We're going to finish the game and talk about it in 2 weeks.
Oh, so you're already done with that game.
We're going to be in 2 weeks.
Okay.
Jay's already done.
Jay has finished it. Yeah, Jay has finished it.
He finished it the first night you guys started it.
More than likely.
Dude is a beast, man.
And just want to note that, like, this has nothing to do with the podcast, but I'm so glad that Morbius was put back in the theater so it could bomb twice.
So it could bomb twice, yeah.
Yeah.
That's the most, like, boomer executives misunderstanding internet culture that's ever happened, ever.
They're
Absolutely.
talking about it. Clearly they want to see it.
Yeah.
Clearly.
Dude, no. Doctor Strange is coming to Disney Plus in a couple weeks, and I'm going to watch that because I haven't seen it yet.
But the new
We
one?
watched.
Yeah.
It was good. Yeah, I didn't realize it was coming out so fast. Or I would
Wow.
taking my kids. Like, I just spent all that money to take them to see it. I could have waited.
Yeah.
My wife had never seen the first Top Gun, so we watched that last night in anticipation of going to see Maverick.
Are you going to the theater to see it?
We may. We're still trying to decide. I got to tell you though, Top Gun does not hold up as well as you would expect.
That movie is about as 80s as fuck, dude.
Yeah.
That sex scene is one of the worst ones I've ever seen in a movie.
It's very bad. It's very bad.
Oh.
And the last 40 minutes are still good. Anything after Goose dies is still pretty good.
Spoilers.
Well, for a 40-year-old movie.
40-year-old movie.
Yeah, but
I found out the name of his son.
the rest of the movie is just not very good.
I forget where I saw like a news story about it. Like, apparently he has a son and what his son's name is.
Well, his son's in the first movie.
I know, but did he have the same name? Did I just forget it?
I don't think they ever give his name in the movie.
Okay, yeah. His name in the second movie just cracked me the fuck up.
Oh, and I do want to warn everybody. I started the season 3 of The Boys.
Oh, I picked back up season 2.
Within 15 minutes of the first episode of the third season, my wife told me to turn it off.
For the violence?
You'll see.
No, me and my son like binged it. It was only like 3 episodes, but wow.
That party scene with the incredible shrinking man.
Yeah.
She saw where that was going and said, "Nope, turn this off."
I'm confused. Is it like sexual stuff or?
Dude, just watch it.
I just saw the whale episode last night.
That's a great episode.
That scene was like, whoa, and the perfect line of him going, "If you want to get Pinocchio, you go ahead." I about lost it. I was like, holy shit, that's brilliant.
Dude, you ain't seen nothing until... Just wait. Literally in the first 15 minutes of the first episode.
Right at the beginning, man.
You're like, what is going on? And then my wife's like, I know where this is going. Turn it off. Turn it off now. I'm not watching this. So I guess I'm watching The Boys by myself.
Holy shit. All right. Now that's the show where I think like every episode somebody's got to blow up.
Yeah.
Like, there's always somebody blowing up and somebody's
Just
covered.
read the synopsis of that.
Do you know what I'm talking about now?
Did you just see it?
Oh, God.
Did he just watch it? Nice.
No, I just read it.
Oh, okay. Yeah, man.
And what it's a reference to as well.
Yeah, it's wild. It's wild. I was like,
horrible.
wow, we're starting at 11. All right.
Oh, my God.
Did your wife and you watch the first 2 seasons?
Yes.
And you didn't have a problem with those?
She was like, it's really bloody, Drew. I was like, yeah, I know.
Yeah,
like, all right.
but it's fun. Come on, keep watching.
Well, no, she enjoyed it for the most part. But as soon as that scene happened, she's like, I'm not watching this. Turn this off.
No, all right then.
And the problem is she loves Jensen Ackles. She's never going to get to see Jensen Ackles.
Just watch Supernatural again.
She's just going to watch Supernatural again.
Oh, okay then. All right. Well, I guess that's something I should not watch when my son's floating around the house.
Absolutely not, dude.
All right, now hold on here.
Well, I mean, his
Also-
son is young. Like, I wouldn't. No.
Also, I didn't realize the guy that played Homelander's actually got dark hair in real life.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
That show
He's
is
Australian, too, isn't he? Or British, something like that.
Something, I'm sure. New Zealand.
New Zealand, yeah, I think
He's not happy with either of your guesses. I'm sure.
offended by all of it.
I haven't watched it. I've only ever read bits of the comic.
I mean, I like that first season. The second season started off kind of slow, but I've gotten back into it. That show is just fucked up. Like,
I mean, the comic's fucked up.
The comic is, the comic is pretty.
I mean,
fucked
it's
up.
Preacher, same thing.
Yeah, actually, yep.
Some of the shit they do in that
I
show
didn't
is
finish
just
that show.
fucked up.
I like the comic. I loved what I saw of the show. Ruth Negga, excellent actress. Anyway, sorry.
No, there's too much shit to watch, dude. I haven't even started Moon Knight yet. It's crazy. I've not finished Halo. I
haven't finished Halo. I'm on episode 2. There's there's a lot of stuff to watch between that and then there's all these different games. It's like, God dang it.
I ain't got time for all this shit. Like, I finally just now finished Stranger Things. Like,
I haven't seen the new season.
Jesus Christ.
There's a
It's good.
review of Marathon, the old Bungie game, by Mandalore Gaming, and at one point he's going, "It's not a maze," and then it just shows you the map of the level, and he goes, "It's not a maze, it's not a maze, it's not a maze," and it's like overlaying, and then it just pauses, and he's like, "Who the hell's writing that Halo show?" It's not a maze. I'm not watching that. I'm not watching that Halo show. I've not heard any good things about it.
I mean,
other than like, yeah, it looks nice.
Master Chief fucks. I mean, there is that.
Yeah,
I heard that.
It's kind of like my Terrence and I were talking about this last night. I don't give a shit who these fictional characters fuck.
Oh, I don't care either.
Yeah.
Oh, don't
Like,
bother
I don't
me.
need them to do that. My least favorite Batman is the Batman that fucks. And there's the end of this episode right there.
That's a good one. All right, that's it
That
for
was
this.
good.
Yeah, that's it for this week. We'll hopefully be back next week. I don't know yet, but we'll see. But unless anybody has anything else, we'll get out of here. Here's Brad.
Alrighty. And it goes something like this.
Epic fail. Welcome to the N4G podcast. $0.
This is going to be a very interesting episode. Greetings, programs. I got lost trying to find my way to the secret underground N4G Radio lair.
The Wombat. And
always being angry.
Killer Wolverine. Play games, not consoles. No fanboys allowed.
And then I killed the dragon. 8.0.